Hello, and welcome to Jarviskjir Rock of the North, session 15 of chapter 1 here. We are, of course, encroaching upon a possible chapter 2, assuming that there is, a world for which that can continue in, I guess.
What's that supposed to be? Oh no.
You are dealing with an Avengers level threat.
Yeah, we're gonna enter the multiverse, and in our version, the whole world gets destroyed.
We just had the whole Avengers Council happen last session, so
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, basically. Oh, that it's been a bit. So why don't I recap what's kind of been happening in this arc of the story after you returned to Sabriel's homeland of High Thundral? So Zach wasn't here for a lot of that. Although Zach did get a lot of the spicy dynamics of the beginning of the telenovela stuff with, of course, meeting, first of all, Sabriel's boss and the leader of High Thundral, this entire race of Sun Elves, which are dwindling, Balord Rulius, who is faded. When elves grow old and long in the tooth, they start to essentially lose their minds one way or another, sometimes gracefully, sometimes Sabriel has to get Balord dressed before he runs into a bunch of people. But you met him. You also met Sabriel's wife, Alina, who is pregnant with twins. And Sabriel's husband, Calravale, who is... we had some fatherhood moments last session where, while the rest of the party was staying in Sabriel's house, Calravale caught both Peep and Snow doing things they shouldn't do and gave them both a telling off, which was great.
Didn't quite catch Peep. He nearly got Peep.
Yeah, with Peep
He
it was
definitely
like...
got Snow.
With Peep it was like, okay, Peep... He just thought Peep, scratched himself or something, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, be more careful. Here, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on you. Snow got a proper telling off. Snow got, a real, you be careful.
I felt bad through the game. I was like...
Snow's, at risk of upsetting Sabriel to a major degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Calravale is not, doesn't work with you guys, so doesn't need to be polite. You then met the rest of the Sun Elven Council, because Sabriel needed to, wants to basically get their aid on dealing with this ring, this elemental ring that is causing earth elementals to stir and basically be created all over the place. It took quite a bit of a convincing, especially because one of the council members, the Knight of the Sword, hates Sabriel. Just full-on nemesis hatred. Which actually brings me to another point. While you were, after those two sparred at one point, and Sabriel lost, by the way.
Barely.
Peep met with Hope and Tanuma, two usurper elves, dark elves, who live in this golden city. They are defectors from the Underrealm. And inventors, but Hope is a essentially elven teenager, so Hope and Peep are kind of around about the same age bracket, if you kind of get the ruler and connect it. So obviously they are now engaged. Not really, but we don't know how... It's a nice joke, but how real it is, whoever knows. Which did involve Peep getting a hand crossbow for the troubles. So there's that. You don't have any darts for it, just foam.
Yeah, I just have one.
You got Nerf darts.
Yeah.
And of course, it's interesting. You met the other council members as well, and eventually did manage to convince them that something needs to be done about the ring, while the Sun Elves were focused on the Underrealm and the threat of the usurper elves wanting to destroy them, seemingly. They've agreed to turn their focus on this ring, And during all of this, there was a really nice, lovely moment where Ballord was feeling at his lowest, and it was Peep and Snow who brought him back to the light and kind of convinced him to keep on going and to keep on going with adventure. Maybe convinced him too much, because where we begin today's session... Sabriel's Tower, which is connected to the edge of High Thundral, a flying city of fortresses. Sabriel's Tower has disconnected from the rest of the city by the command of Ballord Rulius, who has charged into the home, flying the tower north towards Jotunskogr, the forest where Snow came from. The tower is going so fast, it's leaning, it's creaking. Things have fallen off all the shelves. It's flying at an incredible pace. Some people have been left behind in High Thundral. Sabriel's husband isn't here. Grimwald and Goldie aren't here. Sabriel's wife is still here. Pregnant wife is still here because she lives here. And the tower is now flying through the clouds. Wind is whistling into the house through the open balcony. Luckily, the front door has, slammed shut behind. It kind of closes up like a drawbridge. But wind is like whistling into the house as Ballord is standing at the balcony, holding the orb of foundation that is making the building fly. And he's laughing like a madman. He's loving it as the city is the city, just the tower. The rest of the city is staying behind. The tower is flying northwards. Yeah. This would be what you wake up to the house moving and shaking, Vincent. You're muted if you're talking.
Muted.
Welcome back to me.
Some things never change.
Yeah, never. Am I still high? I met some of your kind down there, and they took me to a bar, and we started drinking, and then we went to some kind of den, and there was a lot of smoke. I am very, very. Oh, where am I?
You're in Sabriel's house, but it's you might want to see for yourself.
I'll just get up and try to stumble my. Why is the floor leaning?
Sabriel's currently trying to convince Ballord to turn back around so we could go get everyone we left behind, which is all of them.
Why would we possibly want to turn around when the adventure is northwards? There's no reason to slow. At a rapid pace.
We were supposed to take the council and everyone else.
No.
And Alina was supposed to stay back.
Yes, of course. Alina is like around the stairs, like holding onto the banister. She's like about to take another step, and a glass teapot falls off the mantelpiece and like splashes on the ground. Give me a dexterity saving.
Oh, my house!
Because like things are falling all over the place.
Oh, what about the Fen picture? Any of the pictures? All the pictures? Dad.
The pictures are gonna be fine, but they might fall down. They're gonna live.
Save or dex?
Save. You are saving the teapot.
Oh my house.
Yeah, you can like you're like trying to convince Ballord. You hear something slide and you can dash and pick up grab the teapot for it's the ground. Just when you think everything that could have fallen off the walls has, that's when Ballord will kind of the building will twist slightly and things on the other side of the wall will start to lean and move.
Keep going at the rescue.
You can give me a save too. Yeah. A large pot onto Peep's head. At least it doesn't break, but you are definitely gonna be stuck in there at least until we can get some butter to get you out.
Shit, I don't think I have a filter for that.
So we'll go over and start trying to yank it off his head.
Oh, it hurts. It's...
What is happening?
Ballard will turn with his single eye glowing, the other one in the eye patch. He's like, we are going north to where Snowcorn's people live. They know about this ring and the magic inside it. They're giants.
So it's like,
Just so I'm clear, we are flying Sabriel's home to the north to go visit giants to find out about the ring.
I'm a genius.
I forget this is not normal everyday things for those of you that live
Vincent
on the
walks-
ground, but
Vincent beelines for Sabriel as best as he can, gets right in front of him, grabs him by the shoulders, and shakes him. Who are you?
Oh, I saw that coming and it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Several just got this teapot.
Alina, who is like around Sabriel's corner, who does not speak much common, is like, she is Sabriel.
All right, to the giants, I guess.
It's around now that Zelius II catches up enough with the tower to clatter onto the balcony, because he's been flying to keep up, and this Pegasus will ungainly clatter onto the balcony and just, it's like Sophie in the background there, just, he's done. He's resting now.
Several is just like, I've told you who I am. For whatever reason, you cannot believe me, but I have told you.
We're flying in a tower.
Yes.
Houses don't fly where I come from. I look around to peep and I look around to peep and Snow. Am I the crazy one here? I feel like I should not be the one that
see.
Fair point. And he's gonna go over there and pick up Peep and start trying to pry.
like I'm holding, So's holding the pot, and then Vincent pulls Peep's body.
You can both give me athletics checks.
Alright, if we do a natural one each, are we gonna like pop his head off?
He just died.
Oh, it's...
Let's see. I got it, don't worry.
Oh, I mean, yeah, with that modifier, yeah. All you need is a second set of hands and you can pull Peep's head out of the jar.
I'll walk back over with a jar and hand it to Sabriel. This belongs to you.
Yes, Cyber's going to take it. He's going to grab Vincent, look at Ballard, say, slow the house down. Things are breaking. And then he's going to pull Vincent up the stairs.
The house is going to creak slightly as it goes from... Because usually it would fly like this, right? At a regular pace. It's flying diagonally right now, but it will like a creaking ship. It will just kind of realign slightly. And you do go like, spoil sport! We'll get there days late now. World be destroyed. That's fine. Sabriel wants to slow down.
The madness.
Fucking love Bard.
So much. He's just dragging Vincent up the stairs.
I'm following.
He's going
The
to
study
go
is in place. Your chandelier is on the ground.
Not that one. Oh no.
The paintings are pretty much fine, but who knows what happened to all your birds? They're probably stayed at the city because the second this tower started moving, all the birds that live on the study balcony hopefully left. Because otherwise they're a
hopefully they didn't do what the bird from Shrek does when it explodes.
It's migrated.
It migrated back to the city. It's fine.
Anyway, Sabriel, I'm assuming, Ollie, that Sabriel has a book somewhere up in the study about historical events that he has been involved in.
I
The breach,
mean,
probably.
you probably have the classic one of the big three of the Sun Elves, right?
Yeah, okay.
The giants, the orcs, and the breach.
Okay. Hold on. She's all fucked up because she's like having a nightmare or something.
Oh.
Aw, poor
Her
dingo.
apples were up. Whatever.
Yeah, but you
Oh.
definitely would have a tome of that, and then I imagine you do have more specific ones that, like, you and your father have written and stuff like that. But it's like, how much of that do you have written in your own house is sort of the second question, right? So as much as Sabriel would have written, and then there would be the epics, right?
He's probably got like copies because he's, OCD, so he's probably got copies of his own reports from like the last 900 years.
Sabriel came out of the womb writing reports.
What if he wrote like?
Fucking
What if he wrote like a memoir and sold it to like all the high elf fanboys?
No,
I mean-
no. Sabriel's got low self-esteem. He wouldn't do that.
Okay.
He thinks he's not pretty. But anyway, he anyway, he hands you this big book of like the 3 big events that Ollie was talking about, and then he hands you another just thing that Sabriel has written, I guess, about his ghosts and stuff like that.
Yeah, that could definitely be the one, because I know we talked about your dad was writing a very similar journal, because your dad was very interested in knowing why your family saw these ghosts, because there's kind of a paradox about these ghosts, and he was very curious about that. So it could be like a combined thing.
It's probably started in his dad's head and he just continued dad's journal.
You have outlived your father.
Don't remind him, he's depressed already.
2 books. Big Sun Elven epic.
Yeah.
Notes.
Points at
little
them.
known fact about Sir Vincent is that while he's not that book learned, he does enjoy history, so he will pick up that one first and just dive in.
I thought you were gonna say the fun fact, Sir Vincent. I can't read.
I thought
Right.
that was
Hello, my name is
going
Sir
to.
Vincent. I'm 60 years old and I can't fucking read.
I mean, it happens.
It's gonna take him a while. He's not gonna be chugging through this thing quickly or anything, but
Yeah.
I have the power of God and anime on my side.
I imagine this big one, the first one too, is almost like Beowulf. Like it's historical. I mean, I don't know how historical, but you know what I mean. It's like it's a story. It all happened, but it's like it's poems and stories. It's Elven history, and it's Sun Elven history, so it's even more grand and ancient. Like it literally is going to start with their species' conception. Like it's wild.
Silmarillion.
he would view this as a challenge to hone his mind, which is part of his body. So he's really like delving into that, especially since it's, I assume, written in Elvish as well.
Yeah.
Which is going to challenge that part of his mind as well. So he's in on it.
Yeah, he points it out and he gives you just like a quick explanation again of who he is. He's actually going to say another title he's not said to you before.
Khaleesi over here.
He's like, I am Lord Commander and Lord Seer Sabriel of Aelion. I see things and I know things.
Do all elves collect titles like we collect trinkets?
No.
Oh. So you're like really important.
Yes.
Understood. He takes his big book and he waddles his way back down the stairs and he sits down in a corner and starts reading.
Sabriel's just like, finally, he's done asking questions for now.
For now.
Oh, you know there's going to be questions after reading like a chapter of the book.
100%.
So you stabbed a beholder in the face? Yes, I did.
Well, that's you know, 3rd edition in the book. You gotta go through a lot to get there.
God.
Yeah. What do the rest of you want to do? The tower is still moving really quickly, and you are. It's flying. It's still flying slightly sideways. It's not going at regular pace. Admittedly, the only person who would know what the regular pace is would be Ballord and Sabriel. The cities don't fly much anymore, but both Ballord and Sabriel were there the last time the city did a mass migration. So, you know Ballord is, you know, still using the turbo, essentially, which is a lot easier to do on a single tower as well. They can go faster, but
He's just feathering the turbo now instead of...
Yeah, and you know, this tower has been used as a
key on Mario Kart.
yeah. And you know, this tower has been used as a residential home for 700 years. So it's not like, no wonder things fell over. Usually you would refit things, and I don't think Sabriel would ever choose to use this to make this mobile again at this point, you know, but it's going now. And you're flying either usually below the cloud layer. So if you dare to go out of the balcony, you can see the country moving under you, right? You are currently over the Aelandi forest. You can see it from above, of all these giant redwoods and ancient elven forestry, and you can see to the east this like kind of raised rocky hill land and kind of mountains of a distance. It's probably fascinating to see things from this high up. There is at one point around now a couple of as Ballord flies a tower through a flock of geese. But these things happen.
Does Zelius get a goose to the face? Like he's like standing there on the balcony, like neighing happily.
Yeah, he's all regal, like,
oh! So just like boom, goose. To the
Zelius is like a dog in the window of a car, like the Pegasus.
Oh, jeez.
goose to the face. He's been goose.
Whoops. Anything any of you all want to do while you're traveling? It seems like it will be still days of travel, even traveling via a Sun Elven tower. But it was 3 weeks for you to get from essentially there to High Thundral. So,
is there an equivalent of chess?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Does
Several would
Ballard
have it.
know how to play it?
I'll be right.
Ballord is busy. He's driving.
Okay. Can Sabriel teach Snowden? He wants to learn an Elven game.
Yeah, Sabriel
Let's go.
will teach you how to play a game.
Let's go.
Why did I say that in a very
No
sinister
problem.
way? I don't know.
You're
Teach
an
you how to
elf.
play a game. The game is try not to fall off the castle. Like we both hanging
Oh
from the
no!
edge.
If you lose, you get shoved off. I'll walk the plank. Let's go.
Yeah, I imagine like there's Elven chess, like Sun Elven chess, and it's just chess on a hex grid. That's the difference.
Okay.
They're like, it's
The
more.
pieces are the Sun Elves, like the Sun Elf
Yeah.
heroes. So like fucking Sabriel's on there. I choose me. Fucking Monopoly, and Sabriel chooses himself.
Yeah.
We already said that it's canon that Ballord basically plays Warhammer up in his room as well, but you know.
He's got,
Sabriel
he's
wouldn't
got
have
like
that.
Warhammer and D&D up in his room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Strategy. Yeah, you could play some games of strategy for a bit while the city's flying and creaking.
Yeah. Nice.
Vincent's
Sun-
reading. Is Peep doing anything?
The Sun Elves. No, sorry.
No, go ahead. Unless the joke was so bad you don't want to tell it.
No, I was just gonna say, Snow wants to like. He's like fully convinced now that Ballard intends to start a war. So he's like, I need to learn some strategy.
I mean, wait, we are going to war. Sabriel held a war council.
Yeah.
They're
like,
just
like
going to
Snow.
war against an inanimate object right now.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
It won't be for long, Sabriel suspects. We're gonna have like fucking Optimus Prime show up.
Like, just regular ass, real ass Optimus Prime. I get the guy who voiced him and everything.
Yes. Dark Optimus Prime.
Ugh.
I think he's just called Megatron.
Oh.
Yeah,
Don't call him out like that.
I think people just be doodling and scribbling in his journal, like thingy. I'm assuming there's like quills and stuff around.
Oh, but this is Sabriel's house. Sabriel's house is a stationery shop. Yeah,
Sabriel
there's
has
stuff
so
on the
many art
floor.
supplies upstairs. Sabriel's
Like-
gonna work on the painting of the dragon.
Oh.
Okay.
He's gonna let Alina watch. Partly
Yeah.
so he can make sure she doesn't get motion sick and throw up everywhere.
I mean, she's pregnant. She's gonna be throwing up.
And he's a cleric / doctor too, so he's just gonna be like, no.
Aside from reading, Vincent will take the time to continue his workout regimen and take care of his equipment, make sure his armor's polished and his sword is cleaned and all that kind of stuff. If
Great.
we're going to parlay with giants, question mark, I'd like to look my best. I think we all should.
Sabriel's like, I don't care what the giants think of me.
Yeah, well, like, also, it's not like the Giants have, like, a big, like, cathedral throne area, right? Like, they're fairly... I
The
don't know.
giant space you are wearing right now, Snow,
Yeah.
regular Planavar clothing. You are wearing
Yeah.
just like trousers. They don't
Yeah.
dress up.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It's about putting our best foot forward. We're meeting strangers.
Every foot I put forward, dear Vincent, is my best foot.
He looks at the book. I wouldn't be so sure.
You haven't gotten to my part yet.
Fair enough. And he'll go back to reading.
Okay. So, Sabriel's tower flies at a great pace. But it is still days of travel. It's a long way to go. It's half the country, more or less, or continent, I guess, to go. After 2 days, you can quite clearly see the ring.
Oh, no.
If you were standing over the balcony, you can see it. You can see the coastline on the west of the continent. And where this ring is, where the ring raised from, was once Slate Cove. It was a coastal town. And you can kind of see the ground kind of brought up around the base of the ring, but also kind of the outline of where a town may have been. You can mostly see the roads and even like a frozen river that would have led to the town, and even old fallowed farmland. Much clearer than like the blueprint of the town, because the town has been so warped by the presence of the ring. But you can also see north ahead of you, Jotunskogr, the forest of giants, and you can even see Lendr on a hill, and like Ophir, like you're nearly there.
I can see my house from here.
I was gonna ask something and I completely just fucking.
We'll come back around.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have anything you want to do. I'm just saying you can see the event.
No, I had
the
something, but I
thingies.
can't remember what it was. I just had a thought because you said that the ring is not where Lendr initially was. The town is like moved to where the
No,
ring is.
you
right?
you have been saying that. I that's never come up from my mouth. Lendr is different town. Slate Cove. The ring was under Slate Cove, and it came up, so it destroyed
Okay.
the town. So it's
Okay.
it from here it seems clear that essentially it's destroyed the town as it came up. There's no like
Okay.
sign of it. Like it does look like one of the things Sabriel mentioned. It may have happened that like the coastline has been manipulated because it's like this huge elemental earth churning, right? So of course it's different to how it kind of would be naturally, but no, it's not moved
Okay,
at least massively.
I was just making sure.
Does it
That's-
look like
I
it is?
understood.
Does it look like it's like progressed? Like has it pulled any more stuff towards it? Anything like that? Anything new with it?
The ring itself and the like mountain that was built under it of the destroyed town looks the same. There's not so much the cloud that was hanging around it before either, but there's this it looks like an earthquake has gone off in the middle of it. Like you can see areas where trees have been felled, like a shockwave has launched through, and a lot of the flattish land, there are some hills and things, is just like leveled, and
So it
that would
literally
probably
looks like
be
it's doing there what happened in the breach area.
yeah.
Got it.
It's clearly manipulating the land that's going on, but also there's like snow cover, so it's kind of hard to see exactly what's happening.
So does it look like it's gotten worse than it did when we were there from the earthquakes that we've had happen?
I think give me an Arcana check, because this would be magical knowledge, not visual knowledge. You know, visually it looks the same. The thing you have visually is you can see it really clearly from above. But magically, there's kind of no way to be sure. It's still like it's a ring. There's no like portal in the ring, and there's no like magical glowies or anything. But you can see like Earth being shifted and moved a lot clearer from up here. It doesn't look like there's been another shockwave of magic either yet. And if there's another one building, you can't tell what the tell is. You don't know when that will happen. It seems like I think the running theory is, especially when you showed it to the other elves, is that it's one of those things that will get progressively worse, like the kaiju in Pacific Rim, I guess, where they'll get worse and worse and quicker until it opens.
Boom.
And of course, it won't open naturally because you don't have all the keystones. So it's instead of opening normally, it's like wild magic. It'll break open, which who knows what will happen.
It's literally like ripping instead of just kind of like tearing. It's
Yeah.
like prying apart.
And right now it's only ripping one of the 4 elements instead of opening all 4 like it should.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the one lady, she's going to go see if she can find the Firestone.
Yeah, Goma, who is the Knight of Eagles, basically
That's all.
volunteered to fly to Zalstella, which I don't have on here, and I don't think I have it online. But if you see the map of the whole planet, this is a different continent. It's like all the way down there, south. So she has the fastest Pegasus in all of Hythundral. So she is flying that way, which was where the Souls of Shireen, the cult, the elemental monks, went to find the Firestone. And she's at least going to try and find out what's going on with it.
So we're passing Slate Cove. Are we on our way to the Shiver?
Essentially, so on the map, where, like, you can see Slate Cove. On my more modern versions of the map, because I'm an asshole, I changed how the map looks. Slate Cove is a little more that way. So you are going towards Jotunskogr, which is just before the Shiver. You can see the Shiver, which is fascinating because it looks like a city on a cliff, like further north than the rest of the continent. But you are going to the Jotunskogr. It's a big old forest.
Vincent just takes note of that and pulls out the little journal he's been keeping and just kind of jots down, like, this is somewhere I'd like to visit, seeing it.
Okay. as the day. It would probably be. Actually, yeah, no, Balord is not completely insane. It would be over the period of the third evening, night, and into the morning that he will slow down the tower for landing. As you get closer and closer to the Jotunskogr. As you're landing, getting closer to it, so it'd be in the fourth morning, and of course morning is when the sun elves are most glorious, that the tower starts to land. You can see this forest. I mean, of course, seeing a forest from above is slightly strange, but the south side of it, less so where you're landing, but more closer to the ring, looks really withered in a weird way. Admittedly, it's winter, so a lot of trees look withered anyway, but even the evergreen trees look withered. But you're not landing in that area, you're landing more kind of at the edge of the forest, near Lendr. As you approach, you can see more and more details of the forest. You can see the Virgin Mountain, Mount Gaunt, off to the side, and then all of a sudden, then you see edge of tree canopies and things like that, and the edge of this forest as the tower gets ready to land. The tower does not actually have a flat bottom, and as it gets close to the ground, you hear a much more magical creaking and groaning from the tower. It takes a lot of my instincts changing to not say ship when describing this. But I imagine at least Peep is looking out the balcony at what's going on. Several little kind of elements pop out of the edge, because it's an octagonal tower, so it'd be every two sections, so 4 of them pop out the edge. They look like spears. And from the edge, these beams of fire go... And they draw a symbol on the ground. It's like a ring. Looks like a magic ring kind of thing that the tower will then slowly land upon. And as it does, those spears will kind of almost work like a bit like landing gear. It lands a little awkwardly because they're meant to, but they don't have a flat bottom, so it lands kind of a bit awkwardly, and then the front door will open, and it will kind of essentially, the entranceway that you took into this house multiple times will act essentially as a drawbridge. It will down onto the ground.
It's like a moonlander.
It's like a moonlander with 4 stories. Basically.
Yeah.
I guess Sabra will make sure Alina's okay and make sure
Alina
Zella
is
the
definitely
second.
throwing up after the landing.
Yeah, he's gonna take her out to get some air with Zelius the second, not Zelius, because we got rid of not Zelius.
Yeah, it takes
And
a lot.
Should've
Like,
brought
I
him
want to
with
say
us.
not Zelius. I have to catch myself before I say Zelius the
What
second.
about... Yeah. Yo, wait, we're near Krita. Oh, I can go get Krita again. in the
You
car.
are within easy walking distance of Lendr, yeah. Lendr and
We don't
Jotunskogr are close. Bear in mind when I say Jotunskogr, there is like a settlement in the forest, and then, a couple of days Lendr. But you're heading towards the settlement. But it would be quite logical to go to Lendr when you're done here, and get your stuff.
We have a flying house. We don't need a cart.
We always need a cart.
Yeah, you don't know
scare
it's
the
gonna
cart.
come.
Now you have
handy.
space to put the cart.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
we'll
park
carry
it.
it underneath.
Strap it on the bottom. It'll be
That's
fine.
such a bad idea.
You
I-
just
I'm
got
just-
Frida and then the cart hanging off her.
Frida's not coming in my house.
I'm just surprised that we haven't put together that what we have actually is a magical RV that we have magical RV pad for. And that we could get the cart and tow it behind our magical RV and just complete the whole package. That's all I'm saying. That's my
Yeah.
whole
Please
argument.
let this be a normal adventure with Balor. No way.
Bear in mind, of course, that this is Sabriel's house, and you are never going to be allowed to take this house anywhere else again. This is like when you get like driven a lift home by like your friend's rich dad or something, and you're like, you're never getting in this car again. You know,
Right.
and it's like a long trip, and you've got food and things like that, and it's like, oh no, you've got like peanuts on the ground. You know, it's that kind of
Sabrel's
thing.
like, God damn it.
So we came all the way back to where we started without Grim and Goldie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they'll be joining. No, so Sabrel's like, once we get the reconnaissance done that we spoke to the council about, that they were supposed to come with us, looks at Ballard, but we will summon them when we are ready for the rest of them to come.
I
Right?
think we could all agree that the specifics were not.
They were worked out.
I mean, that was one meeting, but then there's the sub meetings.
If your wife needs some assistance dealing with the nausea, I can assist with that if you'd like.
Oh, I've got it. Sabrel's like, I am a cleric.
We don't ever see you heal things. We just see you blow things up.
That's a good
He
point.
taps Alina with like a lesser restoration.
The question is, you're here at the edge of the forest. So you're here at the very edge of the forest. You can look out at the door and the drawbridge, forest grounds, right? Snow-covered ferns, brilliant trees. I'll get more to that later. Is everyone coming with you? You can't really just leave Alina here in an empty tower. And you don't really have anyone else you would want to leave here to guard her. Unless you want to leave her with Zelius second, which actually would be kind of fine. But
Wait. Did her guard not stay? Was he with us when we left? Because
no.
he comes in the morning.
It's not, the guard is not here. No, it's just
he comes
Alina.
in the mornings.
Yeah,
So
the
did he
guard
not
is
come?
like the guard
was the
went to
third time,
his job, and the house is not there. The guard is like, I'm so fired. I've had this job for 400 years.
Sabra Cal shows up and he's like, "Where's my job?" Cal's like, "It flew away."
Grim and Goldie is sitting on the stoop right next to him. Yeah, we feel you. Yeah.
Grim
Left
and
us
Goldie
too.
are in.
So
Grim
you
and
go-
Goldie are being tinkered with by.
They're in the
by a
shop.
Dark elf.
I can also, if need be, summon Pearl and leave her here too to help
Yeah.
guard.
I'm gonna look at Zelius a second. I'm gonna look at Alina.
Alina is still looking a little green. You can cast all the healing spells you want. She's still has just thrown up. And she is a tiny elven woman, visibly pregnant.
Savrel's gonna go into the kitchen and make her some sort of like nausea helping tea, and then he's gonna give it to her. He's gonna point at Zelius II. What are we doing today? Are we going to be good and watch over Alina, or are we going to be you?
Do you want to give me an animal handling roll?
He's like dadding the horse, like, you little shit.
Alina is, and of course, in Ellis, be like, no, you cannot leave me here. This is a whole forest. I've never seen a forest like this before. I want to come with you.
Snow would be like the forest. It even walking through it normally makes me feel better and healthier.
Okay.
She
What
does not.
if-
She smiles politely. She does not speak common.
Sabra will translate what was said. But what if we put her on the back of Zelius II and then she comes?
There
Instead of
we
trying
go.
to organize the horse to babysit my pregnant.
Yeah.
That's a sentence.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
He gets a blanket and his fur cloak and puts it on her. Several's taking very good care of the small wife.
Of course, it is snowing right now here, so it is colder than she would necessarily expect. But you can all get out of the tower, into the snow, on the edge of the forest. Ballard will, I have to do it. Ballard will like close the door with the orb and say, "Remember where we parked? And
making sure all the doors are locked so no one can break in.
well,
and steal
the
shit.
doors are locked, but the balconies don't have doors.
Yeah, there's
so
balconies and stuff.
someone
just
could
climb
just
up and
climb in. If you were taking this on a mission, you would refit it. You didn't have time.
I'll summon Pearl and offer the ride to Ballord.
Ah, yes, a mighty animal. No wings. But that's still
It's something I'm still working
Fine.
on. I haven't gotten as far yet. I'm not as advanced in my ways as you.
Do you think we put the wings on the Pegasus? Because that's not what we did. Gabriel's not trying to be an ass. He's legitimately confused.
Snow is like thinking. He's like,
there's a limitation to my magic still. I am
mean,
just
you are
starting to
human.
get around learning it. So
Snow thinking out loud says, "Do you think you could breed a horse and a Pegasus?"
No.
many things
that be
can
called?
breed.
That'd be
No.
the peg horse?
It would just be
Peg
a horse.
A horse-assist.
Sus?
Horse-assist.
Horses.
Sabrel's like, I'm surrounded by idiots.
I think that maybe with her celestial nature, it could be potentially beneficial, not only possible.
Are you trying to get? Are you trying to get Zelius II and this horse together? Because that's a great idea. You see, that Zelius II is actually the child of my old Pegasus, Justicar, and Zelius I. And that is why Zelius II is the most wise and brilliant of all Pegasi in High Thundral. Zelius II briefly wanders off to try and eat a squirrel. But the squirrel moves at the last moment. And he just
Truly
gets a
a
mouthful of snow.
Horses do that, so...
Truly a stupendous
Yes, I know.
animal.
He's still learning.
A magnificent beast. To
Yes,
be revered
Yeah.
by all.
And how old is Zelius II?
not old enough.
Old enough to know better.
Still too young to care.
That's true.
Yeah.
You could head
So-
off into the forest. Which
Yeah,
I imagine
would,
you need to lead.
Yeah. How dangerous is the forest in general?
Oh, it has monsters, it has creatures, it has unruly peoples. There are especially if there's any kind of disruption. You know, that's one of the reasons why the hobgoblin attacks were so dangerous, because any kind of disruption will misalign the spirits. This is a very spiritual forest, and your people are very spiritual people. And that causes strangeness. But animals, this would be the kind of place that has owl bears. There are basically large, almost horse-like dinosaurs called Uncanodons. They can camouflage themselves completely. That could be anywhere.
It's kind of
And are
scary.
pretty aggressive. And they actually hunt this kind of area you're walking through right now. There's also talk of dragons in the forest, and as elementals, and there's... this is actually a pretty dangerous place, which is why your people have, you know, a safe grove, essentially.
Yeah, Snow doesn't tell them any of this.
Sabrina will kill you if something happens to Elise.
He doesn't want to worry them, so he's like, in his head, he's like, "Oh, I'm sure we'll be fine. That only ever happens to other travelers."
Vincent is
How tense
walking
the
with
god
his
in
shield
this
out and strategically placing himself between the lady and Baylord.
Yeah,
Just so he can be there to try to interject if anything comes flying their way.
Snow will definitely be on the lookout. No worries.
Sabriel is on Zelius II behind her in case
Okay,
he needs to
that makes
take
sense.
off.
You can begin into the Jotunskoga, Forest of Giants. And admittedly, as you go in through the sparse entrance, the forest does not seem all that magical or unnatural. I mean, you traveled through the Aelandi forest, which was an elven forest of these redwoods and things that was almost felt more magical than this. But this is a very rich place of life. There are mostly pine trees that are still green despite the snow, but there's a lot of like silver birches and things as well that, while they don't have leaves right now, they're particularly beautiful and carry, you know, a nice layer of snow. And areas where the snow doesn't fall, there's a lot of mushrooms that bloom. And even in some places where the snow does fall, there are mushrooms that are just happy with the cold, growing to quite a large size, especially where any trees have fallen. This is a kind of forest where, you know, trees have fallen and trees have grown on that, and things have kind of turned to mulch, and there's rocks and there's twisting roots, but it's never, it's not cruel. And I say this because I think in Sabriel's missions you would have been to, you know, forests that have been mildly corrupted. Vincent, on your way here, you would have passed through, at your time, it would have been called the Forest of Frigid Mists, which was a cursed forest. This doesn't feel cursed. It feels very peaceful and very alive. Admittedly, part of the natural peace is deadly monsters. But, you know, it doesn't feel wrong or anything like that. As you travel, and the snow crunches under the hoofs, and there's all these sorts of ferns and plant life and things like that. It's a nice travel, and Snow seems to know exactly where he's going. This would be pretty much the route you would take when you're like going off and hunting in the plains and things like that. There's nothing in the way of roads. It's not even like when you were traveling through Oakenfur, the Planavar don't leave sigils on the trees or anything like that. They just know where they're going. There might be occasionally little like rock statues. More commonly, there would be like the sign that you've come into the right direction is beehives, where the bees would be sleeping. Of course, this time of year they'd be hibernating, but beehives made of like logs, very strategically put together and stuff like that. Give me a survival check with advantage, Snow.
Okay. Let's see. I have a +5 and I had advantage. I still get 10.
That's pretty bad.
He's distracted by the Pegasus, you know.
Xerxes second is very distracting. You also, you have to you travel this route almost exclusively alone, aside from a couple of times you would have been led by another Planavar, right? So leading, what is it, like 6 people plus 2 horses is a lot. This is not, like, your people don't use this kind of mount.
Yeah.
You don't encounter any violent creatures. You do see signs of large creatures being through the area recently. Trees that are slightly scuffed, little strange prints in the ground that you can't explain in the crisp snow. As you are traveling and getting closer and closer to the grove where your people live, there's of course no sign of it. There is a creaking and groaning from the trees nearby as they're being pushed aside, and what looks like a giant walrus will burst out of the ferns and kind of move the trees, and there is a man on top of the walrus using it as a mount, who is a Planavar, and they have a bow, a short bow, and they will kind of have it taut and nobody. Who goes here? Oh, is that you, Snowcorn?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, is this someone I recognize?
This is Boulderback the Second. They are a young man in the town. They are on kind of, I guess, a scouting duty right now on this walrus, and it's big and has runes carved into the tusks. But you know, most Planavar are very gentle. You know,
Yeah.
he's like,
He's like, so would be like, oh, there, yes. How have you been, Balderback? He said that's his name, right?
yeah. Oh, I've been fine. I think your dinner might have gone cold. It's been a while.
Yes, well, I've had plenty of other nice dinners in strange places.
Oh. Guess you don't need anything then.
The snow is like, actually, that's a good question. Is there like a council in charge, like of elders or something?
There is a chief, but largely the Planavar is just kind of like people do whatever. It's almost a leaderless community, but there's respect for older people who are wise.
Yeah.
So there is a chief, but they don't really decide things. There are certain people who can commune with spirits. Until recently, the Soup Granny was very well respected. She died a few years ago.
Okay. So just say, unfortunately, I'm here with some business from these new friends of mine.
Business.
I know. I normally am not. I know we used to just hunt and wander the woods together with the other youth. Because this guy's young, you said, right?
Yeah, he's like your. I mean, you age weird, but he would have been like
Yeah.
a kid, the same sort of age.
Yeah, yeah.
I get it. Like he's still a kid, but you know what I mean.
He's
He's like a young adult.
yeah. So it's like, yes. Unfortunately, well, have there been any weird things in the forest recently?
Oh yeah, big wave.
Yeah, I know the one.
Oh.
Rocks coming to life.
Trees coming rocks.
Is everyone okay in the grove?
Oh yeah, no, it's no problem.
Okay, well, the thing is the other parts of the lands here. Lendr, I know we don't get out there much, but other places nearby have had issues, attacks even.
He scratches his head a little bit. This is slightly beyond him.
He's like, we probably should speak to some of the elders.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, go on then, I guess.
Could you show us the way? I kind of forgot it.
Oh, okay.
He's like he kind of makes an excuse. He's like, oh, it's just normally I don't have a Pegasus with me.
What's that?
He motions to the Pegasus.
Sabriel's in his armor, sitting on the back of this Pegasus.
Chicken horse.
Yes, the chicken horse. I would say this is all in like giant, like whatever.
It probably would all be in giant. I feel like
Okay.
there's some common words in your natural dialect.
Okay.
Chicken probably maybe comes through, but
Chicken horse comes through. Yeah.
Giant.
Hey.
Slightly offended at chicken horse.
Boulderback II can lead you down into the Planavar. They call it a village, but it's more a town. It's just because it's not really a place where people own property. It's much more communal. It's essentially a giant hippie commune, and everyone is just as high. You make your way. Mostly. You make your way through the cold and the snow, pushing away like overhanging branches that are covered in ice and snow, going down a paved route into a valley. As you get into the valley, it goes from cold winter to comfortable warmth. Not that the cold is actually uncomfortable to you, Snow, but the other Planivar aren't descended from frost giants, so it's less like that. But there's just a kind of ambient warmth that hangs in this valley that the Planivar village is in. This valley is a large one that kind of stretches north, and in the stone and earth on the sides are homes. And over the top are canopies of plants and trees that hang over and create this kind of dappled light of the midday sun. And in some cases there is also the cliff faces and large chunks of rock, and sometimes those have been carved. Especially at the very far end is where it reaches this giant ruin, like some of the ones you would have seen around Oakenfur, where it's just kind of like pillars and mosaics and statues and things. But the actual village itself is almost like a single road with all these overhanging, often wall-less buildings. You know, there's kind of like pillars and overhangs, and the branches have been naturally bent into shapes. It's very comfortable, it's very warm, and around are all the Planivar. The Planivar you actually haven't met before, other than, of course, Boulderback, which I was going to describe now. When you met the Borovar, who are very closely related, hence the name. You know, Borovars are the brothers of giants, whereas these are the forest giants. Borovars could pass for human, right? They have that kind of stony skin and they're very big, but they could maybe pass for human. There's been at least one instances when makeup has been used to make them seem human. Planivar, at a glance, have almost more of an orcish quality. Just kind of the way their bodies are shaped, the large shoulders, the kind of muscle and fat mass that they have, large jaws, things like that. Even the ears, but they aren't orcs, and they have no connection to orcs. They are descendant of giants, and for some reason that has led them to being smaller, usually somewhere like between 6 and 8 foot tall. Their skin primarily is kind of a greenish tone, but there are folks with a kind of earthen brown or an icy blue or kind of peachy tones, but usually it's green. And they are wearing very simple clothes like Snow. It's like trousers and like, you know, a shirt. Very simple clothing, which shows a lot of skin, which they're quite comfortable in. And from their skin grows, partly naturally, partly by coaxing, chunks of bark, especially on the shoulders, chunks of bark and also plant matter. So there's like leaves, and in some Planivar it's done even more deliberately. So they implant deliberate vines, like maybe a vine of particular berries that kind of grow from the hair, or healing salves and things that can grow. Or you pass someone who has these kind of deliberate scarified lines down their arms, and grass is growing from the tufts, like kind of warmly. They have almost animalistic features as well, with kind of almost like snout-like noses and fairly fluffy ears. They're more animal-like. They typically have hair in kind of side shaves and all that sort of thing. Some have kind of stubby little horns. And they have very soft, squishy paw pad hands. More like kind of an animal humanoid. And while almost all of them are carrying an axe, there's like no violent aura from them at all. Go ahead.
They're all furries.
They are like, you know where they have the scale, like how furry it is. They're not all the way up there.
No.
Because they have some features, but they're further along than a Catboy for sure.
Okay.
But it's also not clear what animalistic features they have. No Halo Catboy. Like it's not like they specifically link to one animal or even one family of animal. It's not like they are like Veldfolk or shifters where it's like, oh, okay, this is the wolf shifter, and they kind of no. It's just they're decidedly not human. nor do they look like the forest giant you saw, the frost giant you saw, or the giants in, your textbooks, Sabriel. Because the forest giants kind of didn't really fight in the wars, usually.
Yeah, and I guess I would go to where all the old people hang out.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of old folks. There's a lot of old folks
to the
just
nursing home.
There's a lot of old folks like manning, there's one. You might think, oh, these are druids. There is a blacksmith, molding metal. That is not a taboo. There's like a fairly old guy working there. There are old folk hanging around the communal soup pot where Granny Soup used to be, but now there's Uncle Soup. Not quite as good, but he, give him some years. You gotta, lean into the being the communal soup bringer. But there's like a lot of old folks and also a lot of young folks, I feel like this is just one of those peoples where it's like you're either an old guy or a young guy, There's like no middle-aged folks. There are, but they're like doing things. So there's all the older folks and the younger folks kind of hanging out and getting along. Which you don't see in like any other community.
Is the soup pot? Is it more like? Is it one of those things where it's like an eternal stew that's like?
It is an eternal stew in a massive cauldron. That the entire village basically other people make their own food, but you and any visitors are always welcome from the communal soup.
Oh no! Watch Zelius the second just go up and put his whole mouth in it. Oh no! We should. Oh, there should be an animal handling check to avoid that.
So when Zelius does not know what soup is.
Okay,
He's a lot more disciplined than that. He's just a dumbass.
Yeah. As you approach, and actually the soup building is one of the last buildings before those ruins, which would be where a lot of people who speak to spirits are. The smoke teller is very important. Chief, stuff like that. So there's there's a bit of there's people hanging around the soup cauldron. There's Uncle Soup stirring the soup. Someone's sort of bringing over some fresh breads, and I forgot to tell you, there are a lot of walking routes in this village. To use snow, these are the most normal thing in the world. They are much like an uprooted onion, or a bulb or something, and they have very rudimentary limbs, mostly legs, sometimes arms, not always an even number. And they just kind of pitter-pat around looking for light to absorb in their leaves. And they have very simple little faces. And there are a lot of them in this village that they kind of take care of. Some of them have more growing, especially the older ones. They'll have like more fern leaves, sometimes mushrooms, sometimes all sorts of things. And there are just a bunch of them, hanging out where the sun is. There's one kind of near where the soup is being done that's like happily like sniffing the soup. They just live here in harmony, especially during the cold parts of the year.
Just little guys.
Just little guys, just little dudes.
Do I recognize any of them?
I mean, they can't talk.
Okay.
But I think they probably have like communal names. There's one quite old one that hangs out near the blacksmith that, there's apparently something, there's like a purpose for it. It's like a really old, crusty walking route that has all these things growing off of it, and it just sits. There's some that have little terracotta pots, but their legs are still sticking out the underside. Almost like they're wearing like lederhosen, kinda, almost.
Do they eat them?
Largely no. Largely no. Look, there's gonna be times where it happens.
That it's not actually an onion.
Yeah, sometimes it's gonna happen. Because
we just need
Do they scream when you bite into them? Like little.
Oh yeah, they make noises. They make noises like you're walking by one and like you're looking around at all these folk, and there'll be people be like, "Hey,
It's
Oh, how are
terrifying,
ya?
Ori.
Oh, I've not seen you before. And one of them would just be like standing on like the windowsill of one of his houses and just go like,
This is reminding me of something, but I can't think of what. My brain is like thinking of something.
You'd also know that when people revere spirits, these are not the spirits they revere. These are not even like nature spirits. This is nature.
Yeah.
These aren't spirits. These are just literally
They're
plants
just parts
that can
of
walk.
the nature
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
And they're having a great time, and everyone's having a great time. And the Planavar are particularly polite. Some of them will be like, "I've seen you before." Like, there's no like alarm of all you guys coming in. But again, everyone is armed. It is very like ceremonial for everyone to have an axe, big or small, and yeah, you can get to the soup pot, where you might have to wait a bit, but bowls of soup will be prepared and given to you. It would be a thick, hearty, warm soup of indiscriminate what's inside it. You don't know, but it smells great. Like, it's seasoned well, and there is a nice variety. I think it would be largely mushrooms and roots, especially this time of year. Although mushrooms would be rare in most cultures, there are plenty of ice mushrooms around and areas where they get them in like caves, things like that. And a hunk of bread. Yeah, it's all good.
Uncle Soup.
Aye. Oh, it's all gone.
It's been a few months. How have things
You've
been?
not been eating your soup.
I've made some stews and soups of my own for my friends here. And
You'll be taking up the business.
Yeah, maybe I'll turn into a proper soup uncle one day.
Brother soup.
Do they
maybe
recycle the name eventually? Like when Grandpa Soup dies, like eventually Grandpa Soup number 2 happens? Does that happen?
Well, the Granny Soup died a couple of years ago. Now he's not old enough to be a Grandpa Soup. He's like, he is middle-aged. He has like a beard of green, like fur, with some stuff going in on it, and he's just kind of, he would even like, there's like some kind of sprig of herb growing on his shoulder, and it's like, into the soup.
Soup that has uncle in it?
He's called
Symbiosis.
Uncle Soup for a reason, you know.
It's Uncle Soup. He is the soup.
So I would just say, Uncle Soup. As people come by to get their soup today, can you tell some of the elders that I'd like to have a meeting?
Meeting? There's meat in the soup.
No, a discussion.
A
gathering, yeah.
Should gather more things for the soup.
we can do that too. But yeah, just let them know that tonight we should all meet and eat meat, but also meat. I gotta speak this guy's language, you know.
Yeah. This is an entire community of dumbasses.
Pure of heart, dumb of ass.
Pure of heart, dumb of ass.
Losing brain cells.
Yeah, Ballard is loving it. Ballard has already, like, you're like, where he's talking to someone already. He's talking to some old lady.
That can be a t-shirt. There we go.
You know, my people would have tried to destroy your people, but I'm sure you're perfectly fine. I would have killed you all.
Gonna wander off into the forest.
Oh no!
Never return.
Well, yeah. So I think largely Snow would just be, you know, he would like kind of make small talk with a lot of the Planavar who he hasn't seen in some time.
Yeah.
But he realizes, he knows that they're not like, it's not like you just immediately go like, let's meet right now. That's not how it works here. It's like, it happens when it happens. And so he's not going to try to push the issue.
No, for sure. I need to get up some of their names, because it would be the chief's son. comes up to talk to you, who is a little older than I can't remember. How old is Snow? Snow's not that old.
No, he's like in his early or mid-20s.
Yeah. So this guy is the same sort of age as you, because like you haven't really been hit by elven aging, and Planavar live longer than like humans because they eat well. They're healthy. That's the reason why. So the chief's son is oh well, it's opening multiple copies of my note page.
Google's been acting really weird for me today, like opening tabs when I try to open a doc or something, so.
The chief's son, Zorn. They have their arm around their wife, who's a silver-haired Planavar of the same age called Dox. And he has like a staff. It's like a staff of office, but he's not really the chief yet. But at the same time, it's a bit like the Northman, where it's like, well, the actual elders need like their rest and all this other stuff, and he would just come up and be like, "What's the problem? What's going on? What do you need meetings for?"
There are troubling things happening outside the forest.
But if it's outside, then
Well, I don't think the forest is safe from it. It affected the elves all the way to the south.
Not missing the point where Snow is kind of stuttering in his speech, even though he doesn't really understand giant. Vincent is just going to brush behind him, and as he does, he's going to utter a prayer and cast Fox's Cunning on him. I'm not Fox's Cunning.
It's the cat one?
Eagle Splendor. Eagle Splendor. So for an hour, as long as I'm concentrating, you have advantage on charisma checks.
Okay.
Look, we've done our summons and our conversations, and no harm's gonna come here. You don't need to worry about it.
There was an earthquake a few weeks back. Did you not feel it here?
Yeah.
If we don't do something about it, there might be more and more of them.
More?
Yes, there is a.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
With advantage, because you've Eagle Splendor.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so good at this. I got a 0. No.
I don't know the things of. I don't know about weird things. But the Smoke Teller does.
Okay. Smoke Teller? Who's that?
Yeah.
Not a character.
Smoke Teller is a almost like a shaman.
Okay.
Smoke Teller kind of knows they use the spirits to know of history, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So if weird things are up, the Smoke Teller might be able to look into it, kind of, I guess.
Okay. Snow shrugging a bit. You're like, yeah, listen, I believe that Smoke Teller can tell us maybe what's going on, but I've seen with my own eyes strange things, rocks coming to life. And a Grendel.
A Grundle. I don't know what that is, but it sounds serious.
Strange creatures. which have been corrupted. I don't wish for the forest to become corrupted too.
Before you do anything else, talk to the smoke. They'll know what's going on about things outside. If this has ever happened before, Smoke Teller will be able to find out.
Yeah. So we'll just nod. He'll be like, yeah, I'll speak to Smoke Teller.
Smoke Teller would be inside the kind of carved ruins on the northern cliff face, which you are very close to. It's kind of like a nice communal, almost entertaining spot where festivals and dances would be, and then there's this ruin. It's very well maintained because it's you know, it's history.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I don't know, like, before we go in there, like, Snow would look around at the others to see if any of them are, like, look disconcerted, or I don't know if there's any, if any of them look uncomfortable. I don't know. What is Ballard?
Ballard has wandered off.
Oh no.
Ballard has not been present for this conversation.
Oh no, Ballard's gonna
Ballard is talking to some old lady.
Fine.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll go to the Smoke Teller then. I'm
Um,
assuming Zelius the second won't fit in there. Probably dismounted by now.
It's a ruin for giants.
And that's
Real
true.
giants.
Okay, yeah.
The entranceway is
staying on
locked.
his back, and so is Sabriel for the moment. So
You're gonna march into these ruins on Pegasus' back, as a Sun Elf
Well-
Crusader should.
I mean,
Oh, no.
yeah. Also, are his friends like? How are his friends reacting to all of this?
They're reacting in such a way that it is essentially a ethereal, spectral static that you sense, less so people.
Is that a
Static,
bad thing or a
erratic.
good thing?
It is never a good thing. You know, you're feeling more just emotions and confusion rather than coherence.
Sabriel's distracted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There is
Sabriel's got
a
migraine.
plinth at the entrance of these ruins where Snow, you remember it looking differently, but you've never really spent much time around this bit, and then you kind of enter. The walls of the stone are carved very carefully, and the giant style of carving, which you saw on that tableau inside the other ruins you're inside, is very geometric and very much like the old Monster Hunter monster art, where it's a lot of sharp corners and very detailed. It's not lacking in detail. It goes to very, very fine degrees. And it's supposed to tell what this ruin was necessarily used for. And at some points, roots do kind of grow into it and things like that. And this would be somewhere some of the very, very old Planavar sit and just kind of spend time resting and meditating. And that's when you can find Smoke Teller Hiram, who is a relatively older Planavar. They are wearing kind of a heavy shawl with a lot of trinkets and baubles on it. They have dark hair and a bit of a headdress as well. You know, stuff of import, but it doesn't necessarily like fit, you know, the description of a culture or creed. Not even necessarily your culture or creed. It's the things that are used for his rituals. And like, all you would really know is that this is one of the people who speaks to spirits, and the spirits they speak to allow them to know things, kind of. They're almost like an oracle. They're like a retro-cognitive oracle, where you look back, not forward.
Okay. Yeah. So Snow would approach them and make sure that he's not interrupting anything.
Oh, he's smoking something. on one of his pipes. And there would be like a necklace of different kind of pipe. They almost look like flutes, less so than pipes, but they are definitely pipes. He would kind of nod and puff a little bit, and there's this hanging scent of like a very medicinal pipe weed coming off of him, but a very strong pipe weed as well. It wouldn't be the kind of thing that you'd get in human or elven towns. It's, some special brew, I guess. It's not even like something he uses for rituals. It's just, this is play smoking rather than work smoking, I guess. And he will kind of nod and be like, "You are the boy that we took in. I don't think I know you too well myself."
No, Smoke Teller. I normally am not one to need omens or knowledge of the ancients.
You seem like the kind to make your own destiny rather than ask anyone.
Yeah, I'm here not about my own fate, though. There are other issues that I think threaten our people.
He will very carefully start, this is the kind of thing you'd see people do all the time, like almost ritualistically clean some of these pipes, right? With a very specific tool, in a very specific way. It's like a very therapeutic thing for a lot of people. And he will start doing that and eventually stand up and be like, people thought that one day you would come to be asking about yourself, but if you are asking for the benefit of all of these people, that is not something me or the spirits seem to have predicted.
So we just nod. He's not sure what to make of that. I am, we're here because of things that threaten all the lands of the north. At least we think they do.
Serious business. Is this about the quake?
Yes. The ring. Have you heard of the ring? Has anyone seen it?
I know of the ring. But I will need to smoke to tell you of it. And we'll push open the doors to some area of this little ruin. It doesn't go very deep. It's one of those things where probably it was like maybe a watchtower or a storeroom for the actual giants. But, it's taken in new purpose, and even then the walls are kind of deliberately carved. And into his retrocognition chamber, it's very ritualistic, almost like a prayer room. There is a very deliberate sunken ground and almost what looks like a pipe organ behind him, like a musical pipe organ in a church. And he will arrange some of these smoking pipes, almost more like a hookah pipe at this point. Much longer, almost like a musical instrument. It really does look like someone preparing for like not just like a regular performance, but for like a paid like theatrical performance almost. Mm-hmm. And he will hand wave whoever's the last one in to close the door. And there are basically, it's like a sauna benches on the side kind of thing. You sit on the sides as he prepares all of these things. I know of the ring.
Dismount.
Yeah, the horse can stay outside. I know of the ring. I've seen the ring before. In the smoke spirit's messages. I heard that it had risen again. So I ask you all to be patient. For the smoke will speak through me. It will tell you the history of this terrible, brilliant thing. He will start, it would be like a flick of the thumb, like fire on the thumb with a little bit of magic. all these things will light, and like a harmonica almost, into the guy's mouth, sits, prays, in a language I don't think any of you understand either, and that's when smoke kind of billows from the pipe organ fixings into a kind of spheroid area of the ceiling where it starts to become less of just a cloud of smoke and more deliberate wisps, not quite humanoid, but kind of wisps of emberous smoke that are more clearly alive, and they will kind of circle the roof of this chamber, and they do make noise. Noise that sounds like the crackling of flame, not quite laughing, but almost maybe laughing like an old wise man would, which is very relevant because you've had Ballard around all this time. And it does whip up a bit of a wind in the room as this happens. And as he takes on the knowledge, he will begin to speak. To explain what spirits know, we will start at the birth of this globe. When this land was formed, it was without gods. But the spirits were placed upon it. And a spirit was placed in the mountain. If a spirit was placed in the mountain, it would watch over the mountain, and it would be the mountain. It would be both things. And over time, spirits that merely watched and guided and protected became curious, loving, spiteful, jealous, envious. They became all of the things that now are regular to all of the things on this world now, but they were new and they were terrifying. And the world was tumultuous as spirits combined and formed and unified and split and fought, and the world was chaos for all who dared to live upon this world. They thought themselves immortal. You break the mountain, you have two smaller mountains. They thought there would be no end to this world they had. But then came the dragons, and I would be like, shapes in the smoke, because there's gotta be. The dragons killed one of the great primordial titans. They worked together. They had magic and intellect and fury of their own, and they took what was immortal and they made sure it was mortal, and they sent a message to all the primordials. And not long after a message was made, came the gate. And from the smoke there would be like the ring. It's very clearly the ring. The gate took every primordial from this world into a world of the dragon's creation, and there would be like the planet and this is the scene you saw in the other ruin. In a moment, every primordial was taken from this place. You may wonder, do we not still have spirits? Do we not still have elementals? Yes. They are not what once was. The elementals that broke free, they can crawl through the cracks in the gates and the borders between realms, and the spirits we have now are made of our own dreams and the most ancient of wardens. But the gate is not a thing of spirits, it is a thing of dragon ingenuity. But it was so powerful. The very act forged 4 crystals, gate stones, removed from the gate to make sure it would never open again. Hidden by the king of dragons and all that served them. Now, many rotations of the planet later, came giants who were weak, and they heard the whisperings of these primordials and took what power left of them for themselves. We used this power in an ancient age to dethrone dragons. And then the rest of the world flowed as you know now. But what of the gate? This now and this moment is not the first time this gate has been risen. It was buried under the earth. But centuries ago, our ancestors, we rose the gate ourselves. Before humans came to this part of our stone world, we thought primordials deserved release from their prison after all this time. We thought it was right, as many do. We found but one of 4 stones, the Stone of Air. And when we rose that gate, we placed the stone within it, and you can see in the smoke, like, all these figures. And they would be bigger than the Planavar now, but they, like, into the gate. And we looked. We searched for the rest. And that is when we learnt why those primordials were locked away, with only one key in the gate. A fraction, only a fraction of that energy could leak through. And it built. When it built, it could not just drift open. It could not open the gate. It built and built a resistance behind. All this, like, embers and smoke would be building on one side of the gate, and then it would force through and into the shape of a bird. All of the power of air came through that gate, not as the primordials behind it, but the power of them. A swan made of hail and whipping winds. And it destroyed a great number of us. We fought in our bloodiest battles to wrench that stone from the gate. And we did. But we made the mistake of burying it again, trying to hide these stones again. Now, the gate has the same problem. The power of Earth builds within it, and it only is a matter of time until it takes form, forging to open itself, an abomination. If the gate opens, it will not be bringing creatures into this world. It would bring a world into this world. It will change the land we live within into one that we could not. It is for these reasons that gate and the stones, the only way it ends is if it is all destroyed, and like the smoke gate in the room will crumble. And that's when he will kind of... the smoke will start to dissipate. There's vents. You're not hotboxing here or anything.
Alina, Sarah, no.
Was that all in common, or was that in giants? Were we able to understand
It would have been He would have cast like tongues on himself. Whether it's deliberately or part of the ritual, you did all understand it.
Okay.
Good question.
I just didn't know how much information I had to work off of. Okay.
No, it's one of those things that it almost is like the spirit speaking to your soul in a way.
So if it's doing the same thing, one would assume it was activated the same way. So who has this stone?
The stone is in the gate.
We knew that already. Sabrel's just like, all right, well, we were right to go get the council. All right. So, did he, in this conversation he just gave us, did he give like a timeline from the time they opened it to when it opened, the thing came out?
It's and these were older giants too. It's hard to tell.
He's gonna relay this information. He's writing it down. He's writing it down to send to different people.
Okay.
Goma and Swordbro and Cal. He'll tell Cal later.
In the dream.
Yeah.
In the dream.
But he's gonna tell his little.
Alina, of course, is just enraptured by all of this because, like, she sees a lot of like really, really crazy Sun Elf stuff. But even then, not the craziest. But this is a whole other thing.
Yeah, I mean, she sees Sabriel like do his like communing with the spirits every day, and on occasion something bigger when he does it for more in-depth stuff.
But this is ancient and weird magic, and you know she's thrilled to be along for the ride.
I'm gonna cast Sending.
Okay, 25 words or less to
Goma.
To Goma.
Yes. Because she can get a message to Swordbro pretty quick. So he's just gonna send it to her. That way she can spread it to whoever it needs to be spread to, because he trusts her to do shit.
She is currently flying away from the rest of High Thundral. She'd have to U-turn to send a message back to someone
Never
else.
mind. I'll send it to Cal.
Yeah. Cal is there and working.
He's gonna send a message to Cal. I have an update. That's one word. Update. I said by accident, so it counts, I guess.
Yeah.
Timeline, one word?
Timeline's one word.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Is unknown. But gate may be building pressure to, that's 15, release bad things.
I like it.
You have words left.
You have to end it with "love you." No.
Just two words.
Should start preparing mobilization. Love you. I got poetry with that one.
Yeah.
If it's the matter of boots on the ground, then I will prepare as such. Of course, I will not be leading these armies. You will.
Sword bro will.
No, no, he will not. Several sent another message back and just said that he'll explain further details
Yeah.
during nighttime hours. I have two bye-bye spell slots.
Nighttime information sharing.
I would, Snow would definitely go to Smoke Teller. Like, I mean, it's pretty normal. I'm assuming that after these things, he kind of like, not passes out.
This
but
was a
second.
very
Okay.
big telling. This is like him using a high-level spell slot equivalency, but
Yeah.
oracles don't use that. He's basically just used all of his oracle points at once, because oracle is a class
Yeah.
in Jarviskjir.
I guess he would just make sure that he's all right. Yeah.
Like, don't worry about me. Worry about this gate. If you and your companions are on you are not ready to take on such a burden. You are not yet an adult. You never passed the rite of ice.
Don't sound like the present.
Snow would be like, that was when the attacks were. The group I was supposed to go with, we had it postponed, and well,
You have a choice. You take the rite of ice and climb to the top of the Virgin Mountain. Prove that you are an adult. Or you defeat this ruin's guardian in combat. Which will be difficult, as we do not know where it is.
that's fair.
It wandered off during the earthquake.
Oh.
It has legs. It hasn't done
At
that
least-
before, though.
At least it didn't grow them.
What does this guardian look like? I can search via the air with my Pegasus.
It was a brilliant construction of giant engineering of white marble and iron. A grand figure like a stone giant with detail carved into the shoulders and around the face.
So fairly visible from the sky.
Oh, yes. It was 14 feet tall or so.
Snow would say, what, you said it was called the Rite of Ice?
The Rite of Ice is the traditional rite of adulthood, where a Planavar goes and climbs the Virgin Mountain with a group, usually. And the group can be adults. Usually a group of teens and an adult. This is an alternative. You kind of need to prove yourself quickly. Alternative.
Do whichever is faster so we can get to the problem at hand.
Yeah. Snow would basically say, he'd be like,
Snow, how would it be okay if you cheated?
so it's like, it's not about cheating, it's about the safety of our people is important. And while most of the men and women here who have done the right, they can defend this place if need be, what about taking care of the problem before it tears the world apart? I'm not asking for all of the people here to form an army, but what we can do to help would be best, whatever we can afford.
Samuel's gonna say something to the dude with the pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Took the wind out of my sails there for a second. What if he used helping to seal or destroy this gate as his right that you are requesting he partake in?
Persuasion check. You don't have Eagle's Splendor.
I don't, but Cyril's old as fucking doesn't care anymore.
It's a good idea.
I failed.
Unfortunately,
Ballard?
you roll shit. Impossible! A child cannot stop the world ending!
Actually.
Snow is not going.
This dude has clearly not read any YA novels.
Yeah, no.
Cyril's like, actually, I was just barely an adult. He's not gonna say, well,
I'm a
actually,
child.
but-
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, it can talk by Magnolia! I assumed that was carrying some of your equipment, like we would have the walking roots carry things, because it is cute.
No, I can talk. And Pete, I'm only, well,
My goodness.
I'm 5.5. In human years, that's like 17.
You must make the rite of ice! To be proven as an adult in this community, there you have a companion to climb the mountain with.
If we complete the rite of ice, we'll.
Will you help us deal with the ring?
If you complete the rite of ice, then you, as any adult, could gain the aid of our druids when the aid is needed. Meaning, yes, in the mass combat that will be fighting the ring, you may be able to call the plan of our druids for aid. Right now, you definitely will have Sun Elf Crusaders, right? Unless it happens before they get there. But if you complete this side quest, you can get the these guys as an option as well. It'll be up to you how many of each you take, based on supplies and things. But right now, it wouldn't be an option.
It would definitely be. I mean, like, yeah, out of game, it would definitely be good to have some druid dudes mixed in.
They
with
would
the
be a
Crusaders.
cheaper option to use in combat than the Crusaders with all their
Well, plus,
gear
it's also
and-
good to have like nature boys, you know,
Yeah.
on your side.
It is your place, Snow, but I'll back up whatever you choose.
No, I can. If you want to fight the creature, I can go do a search for it.
Snow looks at the guy and says, "So you're saying if I find the guardian, that would count for the right as an alternative in these times?"
It would.
Find and defeat it, correct?
Find and defeat it. With aid.
Bring its essence back here.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean, we may bring a bag later.
London wandered off. I need you to go find it.
Yeah,
It'll make you a man!
Snow nods and he says, "We'll go for the quicker option."
Go find our giant, misplaced magic robot that's, giant.
Yeah.
Optimus Prime.
Corrupted Optimus
Oh,
Prime.
it's actually perfect, and I'm mad about it.
Yeah, Snow would just say, like, we're gonna, like, we must go for the quicker option, and my
Prophesized.
my companions here they're more than capable, even the little one, pointing to Pete.
Yeah.
Sarah's gonna point at pregnant wife. No.
She could.
I am adult.
Smoke teller, could the lady stay here? She is with child.
Oh, she should not have been in this room while I was casting that ritual.
Oh no!
Internal panic panicking by Sabriel.
Yes, of course, we will take care of her.
Okay.
There is soup.
What about Ballard? Should we take Ballard with us?
Hello.
Oh, there you are.
I've been here the whole time.
No, hold on.
I got to tell you, I didn't follow any of that.
No, I like the idea that Ballard, there's like the ventilation stuff that all lets it leave the room.
At the top.
But yeah, he was in the ventilation pipe getting it all. He's
like, I'm alone. Like, just smoke comes out of his ears.
Sabriel just looks at him. It's fine that you didn't process it because I've already forwarded the information to anyone who needs to be.
Oh, that's great. That's why he's my
job.
secretary.
I am not your secretary.
I mean, you keep messages for me and you send them to other people. You keep my schedule. You know where my robes are. And we have sex.
oh my god.
That sounds like a secretary where I come from.
Ballard shit. Sabriel's just like,
I'll stay here with Alina. It's not fair to take a 1,100-year-old man on a rite of adulthood. I think I've been an adult longer than the trees have.
Ballard, I don't. If that's the case, then I should probably stay behind as well. We don't need old men on this mission.
Well, considering that's half of what we got, perhaps we should use the tools at hand.
Just Sabriel's going. He's making a rare joke.
A joke?
Sabriel?
From Sabriel? Okay. In which case,
I was not aware you could make those.
I like to think that Ballard, we're like, wait, where's the orb, Ballard? The orb that controls the city, and it's like he dropped it in the soup and stuff. The soup, the turtle soup.
No.
Ballard would drop something in the soup. I don't know what he's dropped, but something on his person has fallen in the soup.
He picked
for
up
sure.
a spider and put it in there.
It's not,
Oh no!
he's an old man, not a young man.
I know what he put in the soup. I will DM you.
Oh no! In which case, we're taking a break, I guess. Anyway, it's been ages. So we will be back in a few minutes. Where Snow will become a man.
Yeah, hopefully, or he'll become.
hello. What are you doing?
So
What's the
Drinking
plan?
water?
we're gonna
No,
go.
it's in Jarviskjir.
We're gonna. we're gonna go moiter elemental ruin guardian thing.
You're gonna have to find it first.
Yeah.
I think we should also see if my armor is done first, since we're near.
That would be days travel in the other direction.
I'll just fly the castle. Just give me the keys, Ballard.
No.
I'll be I'll be fine. I'll make it
No.
work.
Sabrel's not giving you his house and not letting you fly his house.
Yeah, it would be no time at all if you could just fly the house there. Wouldn't that be convenient?
Yeah.
Ballard has the keys, and Ballard is flirting with a gilf again.
What if the thing conveniently ran in that direction?
You don't know which way it ran.
Yeah, what if I will?
All you know is that when you leave the ruins, you go, that's what was meant to be there.
Okay, yeah.
But there's nothing.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to scout around for it. Yeah.
Sabrel, can I help? I'm gonna give Alina another dagger, and then give her a. Sabrel's not
She's
really
gonna
very
do
well. He'll give
the
her a
like
hug
thing
and
where it's
a
like
kiss.
Can
she will do baby knife tricks.
can Vincent
Slightly dangerously.
spend 10 minutes and recast Fine Steed and shape Pearl's form into a mastiff to aid in the tracking of this creature?
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
Catch its scent. Does it have a strong scent?
Everything has a
It's
scent.
rock.
That's fair.
And you
I
know
mean,
where it's been standing for however God knows long. So it's a great
Right.
thing to sniff.
So
Sabrel's gonna get in the air with Zealot
at-
second.
yeah, as soon as the creature appears, as soon as Pearl reappears in the mastiff form, he'll lead her into where that creature was, and just telepathically tell her to find this smell.
Okay, so both of you, just we're gonna do it. Both of you give me survival with advantage. No, perception with advantage. Sorry.
As in
And we'll see what we get.
Sabriel and
Sabriel and
Vince?
Vincent, yeah.
Yeah.
23.
Okay,
17.
with the sky and the ground as your bitches, yeah, I mean, immediately Pearl, as a giant dog, can get the scent and start leading. It's quite an obscure scent, but it's definitely a trail, and Sabriel in the sky can start to see the course of destruction, and very quickly, you know, within maybe half an hour or so, you can see the thing. It's actually going towards the tower. Not deliberately, though. It's like going kind of diagonally in that direction. It is a tall, lanky golem. With white marble fixings. Where everything is very, again, like the mosaics, it's very clearly detailed. It goes into really, really gnarly details. Even on, like, the arms, there's these really detailed, like, parts that look like multiple segments, like, you know, extra faces on the hands and on the hips and things like that. It doesn't really look like any particular type of giant. It is just some kind of, like, guardian protector, and there's sometimes you can see the iron fixings inside, like almost like an iron skeleton, kind of. And it is lumbering in the direction of the tower, and you will catch up to it.
Oh no,
So-
my house.
Yeah, it's going to go and steal your Tupperware.
So yes, is Sabriel like Sabriel flies up on the Pegasus and then kind of leads us in that direction. I'm
Where you're
assuming?
being led by both
the dog and the
the
okay.
dog and the Pegasus. So
Yeah.
what I'm going to say is roll initiative.
Oh shit.
Let's go.
Can we ambush it?
Not now.
To be fair, we're probably like running up on it. 'Cause we're trying to-
you're trying to
Yeah.
catch up to it. It's like currently walking, and it would be like It's kind of going at its pace.
Do you need to know like how high up I am? I guess.
Yes, that is very necessary all the time if you are flying.
How high? How high are the trees? Because he'd be staying just above the trees.
I would say, because realistically this isn't all one elevation either. I even have areas where it's a little different. But I think the highest trees would be around 30 foot high here.
So he's probably like 45
40.
feet up.
45? Okay. That's probably not the best way to keep track of it, but sure.
No, but that'll help.
You could put it in one of your token bubbles.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'll just.
I'll delete it.
Yeah, that's the issue, is because once you start drawing on the map, it gets like a mess for me.
Yeah, no, the bubbles works. It's in the blue bubble.
Great. Okay, and with that, Peep gets to act first. All the way over there.
Yeah, little P. Peep is going to move me. 1, 2, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then now it's dash. 5, 10, 15,
Snow would
20,
be
25,
as you like run by. Snow would be like, "Watch out, Peep. We don't know what it's capable of."
It'll be fine. I can beat it up.
This is. I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
And that's my turn.
Sabriel, up in the sky, flying high.
Sabriel has no third level spell slots because I used them to cast Sending earlier. He is going to. Sabriel's gonna pull some bullshit here in a minute. How far away am I?
Bear in mind you're 45 feet up, so you are.
I have a flight speed of 90.
90.
Though,
so you're 90 foot up away from it right now.
Well, I can fly straight forward 45 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then like down 40 until you're above it or something.
But I have fuckery that I just realized I can do. So.
Don't fuck the golem.
I'm not. That's all Valor.
The golem!
Sabriel is going to cast Guiding Bolt at level 1.
On Peep.
No, on the golem.
Oh.
Do you have advantage? Though?
You do because of height.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
I was going to re-roll it
Master's
because I
head.
thought I fucked up.
No,
have the high ground.
you have the high ground. Height advantage is oft forgotten in 5e, but it's the classic advantage.
Oh, okay, so that my accidental click was fine. Okay. got
Yeah.
it.
The guiding bolt hits the back of the golem. It's like starting to turn, and it blows apart into chunks.
I'm gonna fly here, which was 50 feet.
Oh god.
And the two halves that were blown apart will... The parts twist and turn and shift into two smaller golems. That's why I'm mad that you called it Optimus Prime, because it does transform as part of its mechanics.
No, it's
It's
Voltron.
too
It's not
perfect.
Optimus Prime.
It is a bit more of a
It's
Voltron right now. But it's they're two, and it's like the same, almost the same design as half, just because, you know, at the hips it had another face and all these things.
Ollie sent us to fight a Megazord. This is not cool.
Okay. So I
I
moved
mean, it's
75
size of two
feet.
men right now. It's fine.
I moved 75 feet. I'm still 25 up.
Okay.
Or no, I'm still 45 up. I just moved 75 toward it.
Yeah. So you're above it basically right now.
Yes.
Like one of the ones below you, whichever, like they're like 7 foot tall because they're really lanky. The one below you, which like
Hi,
its
baby.
own face. Yeah. The faces get increasingly more baby-like.
I have TMs, TM.
Snow.
Okay. Slow is going to run forward, so he's also going to rage. So his movement
shit.
speed. His movement
Statue
speed.
infuriates me.
Yeah, like it's like cold calculating rage, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just me.
One. Oh no. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that's my normal. That would be 30. 30,
If you're raging,
but
that you have your health. Yeah,
I have like 55 actually. Yeah. So then
Yeah.
I get to go. So then I get to go another 5, which gets me up to here with 1 extra, and whip out the great sword and smack. We're gonna
The one
smack
that you faced that's just gonna like turn at the hips, and then the head is gonna turn after it to face you.
Yeah. Does the guiding bolt have like the other
They're
effect?
two
or is it-
separate things now,
Okay.
so it doesn't really
Okay.
linger. It just
Okay,
blew
that's what I
it
was
apart.
That makes sense. I'm going to smack the boy. I'm gonna reckless attack.
Sure.
Which I believe. Let me just check.
It's a good idea. This is a stone
Yeah,
golem, essentially.
and it does
Not a bad idea.
apply to both of the attacks.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. First one. That's really bad rolls.
Yeah, you swing recklessly, and the sword crings against the side.
Okay, so it does hit or it doesn't.
Does appear to do nothing.
Okay, let's try again. Hi-ya! Okay, that's better.
That is a
Less
good hit.
damage, though.
It doesn't seem to be enough to completely cleave apart the statue.
Okay.
But it's like you can get a real good like dent in the stone.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, and then he will sit there. That's all he does.
Vincent, you are muted.
I will move forward 30 feet and draw my sword and shield, and that will be my turn.
Okay. Time for the fractured golem to fight.
Mm-hmm.
What's your AC right now? Snow.
12.
It's going. The thing's just gonna step back and kind of brace itself, and then just shoulder barge you.
It also
hard
has
as it can.
advantage on me.
I mean, I'll roll to see if I get a 20.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's going to slam you with all of its weight, and it is like being thrown into a wall. It's
Ouch.
going to be 15 bludgeoning damage, which is half
Okay.
because you're raging.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
Luckily.
The smaller
Aye.
wall than what it would have been, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I get bashed by a small wall.
The size of
This
a
one
medium
is
boulder.
going to go up to Peep.
Little Peep.
Peep, what's your armor class right now?
It is, I believe, 16.
It hits a 16.
Oh wow.
It's just going to be a... That's going to be 16 bludgeoning damage. Don't you love how these
That's
things
a good
line
hit.
out?
Ouchie.
Yeah.
Ouchie, ouchie.
All right, it's your turn again to Peep. The one that Snow's fighting has a big, kind of scratch in the stonework. The one you're facing hasn't, but of course it is a little jagged where it ruptured apart. But it is deliberately meant to kind of snap into pieces.
Yeah. Okay. So also with extra attack, I can attack one thing and then attack another thing, right? It doesn't have to be the
Yes,
same
you just make
attack. Okay,
basically when you make the attack action, you make 2 attacks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna move around here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get advantage on the swing against the one that's hurt.
You wouldn't be in range against either of them there because there's no diagonal melee attacks.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Forgot about that.
On-
Right.
at this
I'll undo-
table.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Close,
Right.
but no, they're too far away for that.
Would have been cool. Would have been cool. Okay. Right. I'll stay on this one then and just make 2 swings. 2 normal swings with my small.
Halfling blade. First one is a miss. Second one is a hit, but again, it's just like
Yeah.
scratches, scrapes. doesn't fall down. And it does, like, it throws, like, its arms in front, and you're like, and there's chips of stone and things. Sabriel, you are. Oop.
Plan is altered. I can't do my fuckery now. Not yet.
That's why you should never have a plan in D&D, because someone will always do something to ruin it before it gets to your turn again.
I can. No, it wasn't. I ruined my own plan.
Prime
That
D&D.
is very Ori.
I didn't expect it to like split. Because my plan.
Why not? It's
was
Optimus Prime.
involving- No, well, my plan involved Hand of the Law and its feet.
Yeah, you can't trip the giant golem.
I wasn't gonna trip it. It was tied up.
I don't think I want to know.
Yeah, my mind would do a bad place. Oh no.
Cyril's gonna come down within melee of not the one that Snow is engaged with. The other one.
The one Peep is fighting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's like half my movement to get down there. I'm not gonna word it that way. I was gonna say I'm gonna spank it, but that's not.
Ever since Ori showed me the clip in the behind the scenes of The Hobbit, where Elrond says spanked,
It is the best thing.
unable to leave my brain. You search Elrond spanked in YouTube, you'll see
Oh
it.
yeah, I'm looking at it.
I'll send it to you later.
But it's now,
God,
we've been memeing
I
it
found
so
something
much.
else.
He forgets his lines, and then he says, and Kate Blanchett yells spanked, and he fucking rolls with it.
I found something
He
else
says
and I
spanked
cannot.
fully in character, and it fits
Oh wait,
a lot.
hold on, that wasn't that advantage.
Yeah, reroll.
My bad.
I found a very different website. than I
Stop
was
watching
expecting.
porn while we're working,
I'm not,
poetry.
I know. It's pictures.
I didn't think I'd have to have
video.
this conversation with you.
Not one.
It's one of those things where you like land on with Notzelius, and it's been a little while, and you don't actually have your barding on Notzelius. You know, you have we actually meant to bring it up that it would be like a backup saddle, but it's like it's not fitted for them.
It's fitted to
and
Zelius's dad.
And he's smaller, so like you swing and you'll just like end up hitting the ground, and there'll just be like explosion of earth and dust. And you actually are going to throw up a cloud, for better or worse. Yeah, it goes. Pew! Good job, kid. I agree.
I'm going to risk an opportunity attack to use
Sure.
the rest of my motion to get up in the air again, so it can't hit me.
It
I
will
am
have
gonna use 45 to get down. I'm gonna be up
disadvantage
40.
because it can't see you. Yeah, it'll actually miss because you throw up a cloud of dust and dirt, and it does go like in your direction,
go
but
up
it doesn't.
40
It doesn't
feet.
hit. Damn. Snow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna whack the thing, I guess. Just gonna keep whacking at it. I'm gonna reckless attack again. Alright, here we go. First one.
That is going to be a hit, and it as it strikes, the blade lodges in, and it will erupt. The explosion was not the guiding bolt before. It erupts each time it fractures. I'm going to need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Jeez. Alright. Let's see. My best saving throw? Definitely not. Oh, actually,
That's a
go
pass!
so.
So
Yeah.
the kind of shrapnel goes past you completely. But you're now facing two kind of gnome-sized. And like as you know, the dust settles, like the pieces are snapping into place and twisting and grinding.
Yeah, he has his second attack. He like points the sword back and forth. He's not sure which one to go for.
Which one do I shoot?
He'll go for this one, the one left on the map with the second attack. Okay, here we go. I'm
It's a
glad
hit.
it-
And
Ooh.
it doesn't kill it in one go.
Okay, yeah. Either way, that's
Which one was it? Was it
helping.
left or right?
Left one, yeah.
I nearly did a big mistake. Luckily, I asked again. We wouldn't want to have an upset like that. Vincent. The golem is exploding into pieces. And the pieces are fighting.
We'll move 20, 25 right here.
Mhm.
And then I am going to take 2 attacks against the one in front of me.
You wouldn't have advantage because Sabriel's in the sky.
Okay. So 2 long sword swings.
Mhm. Whoa! First one is a hit. And Peep has already hit this one, so it's going to explode. Vincent and Peep, give me dexterity saving throws, please.
Ha.
Give me 1 second.
9.
Oh, no.
Good shit. You are going to be pushed by the explosion, Peep.
Mm-hmm.
Get it,
How much does it
no,
hurt me?
I don't get
It's going to be
advantage
8
on
force
that.
damage.
8. Okay, that's not too bad.
And you're going to have the same.
That's
So it's going to be
also a
8 force
9.
damage to you. 8 force damage, and you're going to be pushed back by the explosion. And the smaller golems are going to kind of snap into place.
Okay, I will step back in, and with my bonus action, I'm going to try to use my shield to shove the one directly in front of me, near Peep.
Okay,
So I'm gonna,
so that's an athletics
yeah.
check.
I might be going crazy, but it seems like the bottom pair is slightly larger than the.
Yeah, no, they
the
are.
top.
There's no
Okay.
scaling for. There's no half squares.
Yeah, so it's got an eyeball. Yeah.
So I have to do it by hand. You are going to succeed there. You are going to be able to just like slam this like gnome-sized golem in the face and shove it towards Peep. Someone their own size.
Nice.
All right,
And that's my turn.
awesome. They're going to start fighting back. The one that just got shoved into Peep is just it's going to like stumble, and then the head is going to turn, and then the body's going to turn, and then it's going to swing Peep. But it's going to miss. This one is going to run around Vincent. And Vincent, your AC is 16, yeah?
It is 18 with a shield.
18 with the shield. It's going to hit an 18. It's going to do one of the things where it like kind of pulls on the back of your clothes and then will like essentially try to trip you and like get you down to the ground. And even though it's smaller, it's still hitting ridiculously hard. It's going to be 15 bludgeoning damage. And this one around Snow is gonna hit Snow.
Okay.
Gonna be 16 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. I can take it.
Then the other one is going to attack you, which your AC is 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so even with a crappy roll, it's gonna hit for this is gonna be 12 bludgeoning.
Okay. Fine.
They are surrounding you. Peep.
All right. Beep. It's swing time.
Didn't know Peep was a swinger.
Swing. Oh no.
That's
That's
a
definitely
miss.
a miss.
Uh-huh. Still made of stone. It's just smaller stone than it was before. That is a hit. Not enough to make it explode though.
Damn it. Guess that's pretty much it.
Okay. Sabriel.
In theory, if I were to swoop down on Zelius and use Hand of the Law to grab the gnome-sized golem, could I then fly up in the air and drop it?
Show me Hand of the Law. I don't know how the spell works. I made it. Doesn't mean I know how it works.
It's the rope.
I know what one it is. I just don't know the specific writing. Yeah, so mechanically it just binds the hands. So it doesn't bind them to you. So, no. You can bind them and then grapple them, but that would be an extra turn.
Okay.
So you might as well just grapple them and fly up if you want to do that.
I'm just gonna... Sabriel's gonna try and swoop down and pick up the one in front of Peep.
Okay. Athletics check. Oh no.
I don't like that, oh no.
Yeah, you do so quite easily. It was fighting Peep, and you can pick it up like an unruly toddler. And it will just start like...
So, I'm coming from 40 feet up, right?
Yeah.
So, technically that's 35 feet of movement to get down within grabbing range.
With the
so, I have then... How many? 35, 90 minus 35 is 55. So... I'm gonna fly up 55 feet.
Okay.
Is it an action to drop it?
No. Okay. It drops to the ground instantly and is going to take 5d6 damage because that's a 55-foot fall. So go ahead and roll 5d6.
Oh, jeez.
There's a reason why Sabriel didn't start with the Pegasus.
That's a good reason.
It's not a lot of damage.
It does take half that damage as well, but it's still enough for it to... It would explode under you. It would hit the ground and it would fracture into two fairy-sized... minute foot-tall golems.
So it's just gonna be...
now I have a pet.
Yeah, it's just gonna be pebbles like climbing up our legs eventually.
Oh yeah.
Has to be.
But this enemy is. This is. But wait, it's more.
There's no way. There's more.
There's more.
So they're under Sabriel right now.
It's the Russian nesting dolls of
Yeah.
Matryoshka golems.
Yeah.
That's a great name. That's the kind of name on the wiki. Matryoshka golem.
Got it.
Snow.
Yeah.
Your ones are not that tiny.
He's gonna look at the ones he's fighting and be like, "Are you guys gonna try to split as well?" And
they do not react, but their faces are kind of like. Anyway,
he's gonna reckless attack. He's gonna do one on each.
Nice.
We'll do top one first.
Nice. That is just about a hit, and it does destroy it. So give me a dexterity saving throw as it explodes.
Oh, shit, I forgot about this.
May change
I
your
had a
plan.
question actually. So would my
you would have advantage. You can see, and especially now you know they're going to explode.
Yeah.
So you could be bracing yourself as you hit, or something.
Okay. Let's see then.
That is enough. You're fine.
Okay.
And you want to hit the one below.
Yeah, I'm trying to split them all up.
Yeah,
I'm sure this won't backfire, but all of a sudden I have 20 swarming.
It's a hit. It does not destroy the second one. So you have to the north of you. You stab the golem, and as you draw back, it splits into 2 foot tall golems. And then the one below you is still kind of gnomish size. Okay. All right. Luckily, this is keeping up your rage.
Yeah.
Vincent.
All right, so I am going to attack this still small one that's right here next to me with the long sword. I'm taking just 2 swipes overhead and kind of just bringing them down in 2 arcs. And preparing, if this thing does it's about to blow up, he's going to try to interject his shield between it and bash it with that bonus action to shove it away from him before it goes off.
Okay. Yeah, now you know it explodes. I'll allow it. I'll allow an attempt, at least. You've got to hit it first. You hit it with the second one, but it doesn't explode.
I'm going to pump a smite into that.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, it explodes. So give me an athletics check to see if you can shove it. Like, you hit it with the blade, and it starts glowing and, like, shaking, and you just whack it with the shield. It gets a 20, but not a 21. It gets launched back and then does explode. It only has a 5-foot radius on the explosion, and 2 tiny-sized creatures are going to just about kind of pebble themselves back together.
It's just like the Taco Bell ding, just the dong.
Oh my gosh, they're chia pets now.
I will
They
move.
are mussy.
I'll move closer to Snow.
Alright,
That'll be my turn.
there's a lot of them. And you better believe when they're a foot tall, they're still hitting hard. Some of the ones that are a foot tall are whole body. Some of them haven't even exploded too much. They're just like the head and arms. And there are a lot more just the kind of like metal frameworks and bits of stone right now. Tiny sized creatures in Jarviskjir can invade other players' spaces. And so this one is definitely going to be way up in Peep's personal space. And is going to miss as it tackles you.
They're like little like brownies or sprites or something.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm going to do the ones fighting Snow first, because I don't know what that one up there is going to do. I don't know. It's going to hit Snow. It's going to hit you for 12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
The second tiny one is going to hit you for 10 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. I'm visibly wounded.
And the larger of the 3 misses.
Oh, okay.
It's like the other ones are like tackling you and climbing you and hitting you with these massive like strikes, and the one in the back is like
DM. I made a mistake. I rolled too many die on that smite, and I don't know if the 11. I would say the first 2 is the 11. Is that enough
it's
to-
fine. It would have been enough anyway.
Okay.
And then, there's way more than I thought. Okay, y'all are fucked. This one's gonna go up to Vincent. It's gonna miss.
Zelius is gonna have to take one for the team here.
This one's gonna go up to fight Vincent from under Snow's feet.
Sparkly glue.
Oh my god! Can I just
And
stomp on
it's
it?
not going to. They can be in your space. They're like bugs. It's one of the advantages of playing a fairy in my rules is you can just be on other characters, and be a nuisance. But it is going to not like they're like jumping at your shield. And boom. And this one I think will fight Peep.
Ugh.
It's gonna hit. It's gonna be 8 bludgeoning damage on Peep.
Okay, that's fine.
And it's your turn next. Peep.
Okay. Peep. What is that? Keep that. Okay, I'll
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna use a fighting spirit. So I get 5 temp HP, and I think it's just for 1 branch on weapon until the end of the current turn. Cool. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, yeah, fighting spirit affects all your multi attacks.
Yeah. So I'll fight the one that just tried to tackle me, that's in my space. I'll get
They're all different sizes now that you pointed it out,
yeah.
Poetry, because I have to resize them each time. They're all different levels of tiny. That is going to be a hit. It's still up.
Gone?
No, it's still up. It's still there. You hit it.
All right.
Kind of
Another
hit
one
falls
for
down. It goes back up. That is a miss. It's made of stone.
Oh, right. I'm action surging and hitting it again.
Hell yeah,
That is
you
it.
are.
That is a hit and not a kill. Which is crazy because these things have single-digit HP.
Oh, but they're resistant, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Is that why?
If you take the attack action on the action surge, don't you get 2 attacks again, or is that not?
Yeah.
I was waiting to see
One more.
if it died, didn't go through
If
one
it,
more.
I see. I'm
Attack
picking
the
up
one.
Yeah.
And that is
I was
a
just
kill.
curious.
Give me a dexterity saving throw as you smack the golems like. They will just.
I have a family.
Pete's been watching Snow Fight. He's just starting to slam things until it dies.
The pieces go everywhere and they don't seem to get back up again.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, you're not going to be
Turn
fighting
it.
diminutive, smaller than tiny sized creatures.
Yeah. They're like toy sized, an army.
I mean,
toy
these
size.
are toys. I mean, they're a foot
Yeah.
tall. That's
Toy
you know.
Story looking mad different right here.
Okay. Sabriel, nice and gentle, up in the sky. They can't seem to hit you. I mean, you're fine.
So that answers my question on if they actually can die or if we're just, you know.
I mean, the
exhausting
one peep
ourselves by-
destroyed is pieces. I mean, but pieces aren't moving.
Yeah. So we're not just gonna keep fighting them until it's not like a Hydra situation. Okay, got it.
Not yet.
Yeah, I didn't trust you.
Yeah.
That's some
I
shit
didn't make
would pull.
this.
That's some shit
Yeah.
I would pull. So.
It's not.
I
it's
probably
not
would have given you
all
more
these.
plot than go kill this thing and be a man. If it was like cursed to fight forever.
Sabriel's just gonna go to the ground and land, and he's gonna stay on his horse because it's an action to get down, and I don't feel like it. He's gonna. It's easier for him to hit the big one from the horse, so he's gonna do that with his sword.
Okay.
Actually, no, he's not. Well, he is, but he's not. He's gonna use his usual bullshit.
You're gonna cast inflict wounds on the rock.
Yes.
You miss.
And it's gonna miss. Now here it's
Again.
necrotic damage, so it just you know it affects things that are not alive. It just decays it.
Yeah, we're not playing 3.5. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do.
No, it would work. It's just you're missing.
Yeah.
They are +1 spry. They are not slow golems.
Yeah.
Snow, you are surrounded. Some are even like under your feet.
Yeah.
They don't make like giggling little playful noises though. Sadly, they're just
They're just
Stomping
little
around.
killing machines, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go for the biggest one first. I don't know if that's a good idea.
It's probably not. But do it. You know, you made your
I'm
choice
gonna do
now.
it. I don't know. I think Snow's a little mind flooded. He's
Yeah.
a little, because he's like, there's just so many. He's like, I'm just gonna go for the
Imagine
biggest one.
you fight a guy. You get in like a fight at the pub. You fight the guy and you punch him. He hits the ground. Becomes 2 guys, small size. I mean,
He's just 5
becomes
guys
2
in a trench
children.
coat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you punched the guy.
Alright, I'm gonna
First
wreck
to
the
2
reckless
children. I
attack.
mean, what you done? I would be blood flooded.
I'm gonna reckless attack again. We're gonna attack the big boy, the bigger boy.
It's a miss.
Oh no! Again. Come on, dice.
That is a hit.
Oh.
That is a kill.
That-
Give me a
okay.
dexterity saving throw. Sabriel and Zelius do it too.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd have my advantage
Sabriel.
from the thingy.
Mhm.
And then this is gonna be Zelius.
I mean, you could do it on Zelius's sheet.
Yeah, I just had to get to it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, none of you take damage. You still have a... No, you don't have an attack because you missed the first one.
No, yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, you are now surrounded by 5-foot-tall golems, Snow.
Yeah.
God damn it, I might kill Snow next turn. Mathematically, I'll be impressed if I don't.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Vincent, you're not as surrounded as Snow, but you're not surrounded either.
So Snow looks pretty bad off.
Snow's bloodied.
Yeah,
but is also surrounded by a lot of them, is the great thing I'm saying.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Bless on me, Snow, and Peep.
Ooh.
Nice. Always a classic.
So we each get a D4 on attack rolls and saving throws for the next minute as long as I concentrate.
Is that a full action to cast or a bonus action?
It is a full action to cast that.
Okay.
That will be my turn because I don't have anything to do. My bonus action aside from push things when I make the attack. So that's me.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna start punching Snow with the little dudes.
I will.
First attack.
They have advantage, all of them. I'm about to get curb stomped.
Well, I will make the first attack disadvantage since I'm next to Snow.
Okay.
I'll get between him.
That will turn a hit into a miss.
Oh, let's go.
Okay.
As you can just kind of like throw your shield in the way as one leaps at Snow and it goes. It's launched.
Oh.
Now for the rest.
That's it. That's all I get. Sorry.
That's good.
Would have been a miss against anyone else, but it's a hit against Snow. For 9 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, okay. I can handle that.
The next one is a hit for 8.
As long as
It's
they
going
don't crit.
down. And the last one is a hit for another 8.
Okay. I'm up.
And you know what? The one under your feet is going to attack you too.
Okay. that works.
But actually misses.
Ooh. Yo, I'm so
One
alive.
more is going to attack Vincent. And is going to hit. And it's going to hit Vincent for 13 bludgeoning damage. And one is going to attack Peep without advantage. Still hit, dealing 11 bludgeoning damage to Peep.
Oh, ouchies. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie.
Yeah, they are just like... It is like the bass line to a song right now, with all the like thumping of these things slamming into people and metal. Peep, you're up next. You've destroyed one!
Ow, I'm gonna spend my bonus action to second wind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's D10 plus 5.
Mm.
So D10
No whammies.
No whammies. That's kind of a whammy.
That is a whammy.
That's a whammy. All right, whatever. Okay, we take it. Technically better than a fighting spirit. That would have been 5. So we're doing good. And then just 2 hits on that little bastard. Is that no? It's not. No advantage. I think just normal.
No advantage.
Okay. 1.
That's a hit. It's not a
Okay,
kill.
and some damage. And another one.
It's a hit, but not a kill.
Oh, that's real shit.
You keep edging it.
God damn it. Just die!
That's so good.
Sabriel.
I'm looking. Yeah, I'm just gonna... I'm gonna hit this one
Okay.
with my sword.
It would be a neutral. And it's a hit. And it's damage.
Four. Hold on.
Plus 4 radiant damage, which
Yes.
cuts through the stone like butter. But it doesn't go down. Oh yeah, and that's all you can do. You don't get extra attack. I mean, come on, you're just a
Unless
cleric.
Zelius can step on it.
Zelius can make an attack.
Oh, can he?
Yeah. Well, you can command
How
Zelius to make an attack.
I'm gonna tell him to step on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hit. Zelius steps on it. It immediately explodes. You, Zelius, and Snow need to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh no, are all these things gonna explode on me every single?
Yeah.
Oh no! I thought the smallest ones didn't.
Oh no,
shit.
they explode. All of you are going to take 8 force damage and be pushed back.
Oh
Gonna be
no,
bad.
I'm not.
So I guess you're
I'm not.
pushed back. Actually, you're pushed back this way.
I'm not resistant to force,
Nope.
and I only had 8 HP. So Snow goes down. He's gonna like tumble
You don't
and fall.
go
on-
dead. You
No,
go
but I'm down. You know.
Not called out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do the. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we use the Boromir symbol.
I like to think that. I like to think that he smushes the ones that he falls
Yeah,
on.
the two under are like, like trying to crawl out from under him right now.
Oh no.
Oh, Bless went down.
Yes, I did
Okay.
not maintain the concentration from that hit.
Well, okay. Good job, Zelius the second.
Good boy.
You killed Snow.
Did I really?
Snow, you're stable, right? You're at exactly 0? You had HP and you lost 8 HP?
Yeah.
So that means you are unconscious and not dying. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Vincent.
Vincent is going to start to feel the warmth growing in his chest, and as he does, he starts to radiate with light from within, and he just completely dumps his entire lay on hands on himself, and returns up 25 health.
Nice.
And that's my turn.
Okay.
I got you next time my turn comes around. Poetry.
Alright, one of these little guys is going to fight Peep. They're going to miss. This one is going to attack Vincent. And is going to miss. Swarm of little guys is going to go after Sabriel.
That's okay.
Well, technically, Zelius. They can't reach Sabriel. They're a foot high.
That's
What's
Zelius.
Zelius's
Wait, it is Zelius.
dexterity is 12. They've got 12 AC right now, yes? 'Cause they don't have barding.
I accidentally closed the sheet. Hold on.
It's fine. The sheet is wrong because he has barding and he doesn't have barding.
Oh, that's right. The barding's not on. Yeah.
I think it's 12.
What is it? AC? What is it? 10 plus your dex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
12. Yeah.
There's going to be one hit against Zelius the second for 9 bludgeoning damage.
He's fine.
How much HP does he have?
Enough.
He was at 51. He is
Okay.
now at 42.
Okay, so
He
he's
has more
raising
HP
it.
than Sabriel has.
Yeah, I was just making
There's
sure
going to
he's
be
not
another
like
hit
Mr.
against
Stark.
Zelius the second for 14 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. I have to heal my
And there's
horse.
going to be another hit against Vincent. It's going to miss. Peep! You going to keep smacking the one you've been smacking?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep beating this. I'm gonna bonus to get another fighting spirit, so 5 more temp HP and advantage on these 2 swings.
No.
I'll swing once, see if I finish it.
That is a hit and it is a kill. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
No advantage for dexterity.
No advantage.
What? Oh,
That's going to be damage. It's going to be 8 damage. Force damage.
that's fine. I'm down at that. It's fine. I'm pushed back.
Mm-hmm.
But then I can walk the 10 feet forward. I
Get back
get
He's just
super
probably
advantage.
panting.
Yeah. Just swing on this one.
It's a hit. Still has health.
I hate rocks.
Sabriel! Zelius II is starting to take a beating. Snow is dead.
I'm not dead.
That's the thing.
No,
I'm
you
not
can
gonna
tell
be-
Snow's not dead because Snow's probably snoring because you're just unconscious.
Like, I'm not going to be able to get to Snow without taking 3 opportunity attacks. So Snow, you're gonna have to wait. I'm
That's
sorry.
That's
fine.
why
I
people
can
don't
wait.
fuck with the fairies. You know?
I can wait. Yeah, the fey fuckery.
Just a thought. We all have a healing potion on us, right?
Yeah.
We each got one. 'Cause I don't have it
Yeah.
in my inventory.
Well, if you don't have it in your inventory, you don't have it.
We should.
I'm not
You
gonna
should.
go
Something
back
being
and say
bought.
you. It's either in the bag of holding or your inventory,
No,
or it's not there.
You know what? Sabriel didn't take one because he's a healer. That's
Yeah.
why it's not in my inventory.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait, Snow.
That's fine. I can wait.
do
It's
I
fine,
have
Snow's fine.
something-
Yeah.
Do I have something that can fuck these
Stick
little
it in
guys
that.
up quickly? I do, but I can't cast it right now. I'm gonna heal Zelius with a cure wounds. 11. And then I'm gonna have
Okay.
Zelius step on one. He's gonna step on the one directly below me.
Okay.
No, he's not.
It's a miss. He tries. This one doesn't go down. Doesn't crunch as well as the last one.
Yeah, I'm. Yep.
Snow is
Also,
having
the
a little nap.
Gwent music is throwing
Yep.
me right now.
It's not Gwent music.
It is.
It's I mean, it could literally be. I got the Gwent music.
Like, it sounds like the Gwent soundtrack from In The Witcher 3 when you're playing
Yeah.
Gwent.
But it would not that one. I played some of them earlier when Ballard was in the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question: do you consider a grapple check an attack?
It is literally an attack. Yeah, same with your
Okay.
shove. Your shove
So
is
if
an
I-
attack too. So you actually
if
have
I
extra
use-
attack on grapple and shoves.
Okay, cool. So, what I want to do is attack the one that's between me and Peep, and do I have advantage on that? I'm not sure because of
Mhm.
Peep's size. And it's
Yeah,
okay.
you would. Yeah.
I'm gonna swing my sword at that one, and then drop the blade as I'm like following through, and then reach around and grab the one that's between me and Snow, and grapple it.
Okay. Let's do the first attack first.
That's what I'm gonna try to do.
Yeah. That is a hit, and it will actually destroy that one. Peep and Vincent, give me dexterity saving throws.
Can I try to bat that one away with my bonus action? With the shove?
No matter where you bat it away, it would still hit someone.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, you need to be able to push it away from everyone.
Oh, shit.
Go ahead and re-roll that. Peep, you're going to take 8 force damage and be knocked back. And Vincent, you're fine. So give me an athletics check for the little one.
Ooh, good roll.
Whoa! It got a 19, and I was like, he's not gonna get better than that. And you did. So yeah, you can go around and like grab the little thing.
Swing the sword, let it go, and as I reach around, I just kind of reverse grab it and bring it up, and just like have it wiggling in my hand. Stop it!
You're like used to catching like rodents on the farm. Same shit. Okay, clever. That one is just gonna struggle, but I'm not even gonna make a roll for it right now. Sabriel is gonna Well, Zelius is going to be surrounded. It's going to miss. Attack 2, it's going to miss. Attack 3 is a critical hit, baby.
Oh no! Good thing I healed him.
It's
Zelius
going to be
gonna
one
die.
jumping, like it jumps on the back of the other one and just slams into the side of Zelius's face.
No.
Zelius's pretty face. That's going to be 21 bludgeoning damage to Zelius II.
Oh, good thing I healed him.
Where's Elias?
He's at 18 now.
Hey, I mean, that's what happens when you bring your mount to the party. Pete.
Alright, Peep's gonna fighting spirit, last one, so 5 more temp HP. And up to that little shit and go for the swing.
It would be a neutral roll, you don't have advantage there. Oh no,
Fighting
you're
spirit.
fighting spirit. Yeah. I confused fighting spirit and the other one. You have so many
second
things that are
wind or
very
whatever,
similar.
yeah.
It's a hit but not a kill.
You have so many cool toys. I don't know which one you're using right now.
Yeah.
I'm a DM, I don't know player mechanics. That is going to be a kill. Give me a dexterity save, you and Zelius.
Poor Pete is just getting exploded around back and forth.
Peep is going to take 8 force damage, which I think knocks you out, doesn't it? No, you have 10
5
HP.
temp HP.
Yeah.
1 HP, baby! Calculated!
Getting a specific amount of HP from that is actually pretty useful in exactly
Yeah.
this context.
Ooh.
Okay, well, you did solid work. Peep getting like launched back and they're just about getting back up. Sabriel.
Sabriel's just. Oh wait, hold on. Sabriel's gonna. Okay. Sabriel's going to say fuck this.
Sabriel just wants to have fun.
Sabriel just wants to go do work. This.
What's his work?
Yeah, it's to get us some allies.
Can't you tell that Snow is becoming a man right now?
as he's laying like a.
As I'm doing the work for him.
That's adulting.
Sabriel's going to just smack the one. No, he's not, because I don't know that I'm going to be able to hit it. I'm on a Word of Radiance, one of them.
Word of Radiance hits everyone around you. It's a 5-foot AoE. It's the same energy as the things. Word of Radiance is a 5-foot AoE around
Each
you.
creature of my choice.
Yes, so you can hit both of them. There's 2 in front of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said one of them, but they can hit 2.
Oh, well, I thought you meant I was going to hit my friends. I was like,
No. I meant that you can hit both guys, not just one of them. Word of Radius is everyone you want within 5 feet.
Yeah, I'm going to go for both of them.
Oh god, I closed the book. I didn't think I'd need anything else. Alright, I need to look up his constitution.
I don't know why it rolled a d20 for that.
Roll 20, gonna roll 20. 1 passes, 1 fails. Balance in all
So-
things. Is that radiant damage?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Zelius is going to step on whichever one failed. Or
Okay.
passed.
That's a big
Whatever
difference.
then.
Which one do you want to hit?
Yeah.
No, that's not a yeah. Which one do you want to attack?
Oh, he's gonna step on the one that passed.
Okay. That is a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. My brain right now is just done.
Yeah, no, I could. Well, yeah, but you know what? There's still little golems to kill, or to kill you. So
brain
your
is
brain
fucking, like-
must go on.
Have they used their reactions, by the way?
Not this turn.
God damn it. Okay, so I can't, fly up in the air and not get smacked.
You can try.
Yeah, he's gonna try and go up like 15 feet just to get out of melee range.
There's a crit and a hit. So
Zelius is
that
gonna die.
probably wasn't a good idea.
Oh no! Samuel's just
that
speeding up the
is
process.
18 bludgeoning damage to Zelius. And then the second one... No, that's the first... That's the crit. So the second one is actually going to be a further 9 bludgeoning damage.
He's down.
7.
No! Zelius goes down. Zelius is second.
So you fly 50 feet up, Zelius goes down. Sabriel, you are going to take 6 bludgeoning damage and fall on the ground prone.
Oh no! Poor Zelius the second, no. We just met you.
It's okay. Zelius the second has death saves.
Right, hold on. My HP's doing weird shit. Oh, I'm a dumbass. What was it? 6?
6.
Okay. What I had done was when I went and took that damage earlier, I
You deleted
put
it from your max
the damage
HP.
in my max rather
Yeah.
than my current.
Okay,
What is
so
32 minus 6?
it's safe to say that that plan didn't work.
Oh, really?
With that, we go to Vincent's turn.
No shit.
Since I got this thing in my hands, I'm just gonna want to wrap both hands around it and just charge a guiding bolt directly into its body from my hands. I'm just gonna like ring its little neck. And almost like cup it off so when it explodes, like I'm right there with it too. So
Yeah,
protect
that would
it.
end up being a neutral guiding bolt roll because it's a ranged attack in melee, but you're holding it in place. So I just neutral for it.
All right.
Blast its face.
By the light of God, I smite you.
Oh, there it goes. Just taking a
Thanos is it?
What is happening?
Is it going? Is it asking for a level?
Oh,
Oh, no, it's
There it
going.
goes.
It's a hit. Yeah, it goes down. It's gone. Give me a dexterity
Adams.
save.
Like it just like stuck there on the screen forever.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to reload the page, I think.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. And then it didn't roll it for like 3 or 4 times. It felt like, okay, here we go.
Give me a dexterity save when your sheet's back up. Yep, you're gonna take 8 force damage and be knocked back
That's-
towards Pete.
Does a 14 matter? I guess it doesn't matter.
14
Never
would
mind. I'll
pass.
take-
No, 14 would pass, so you're fine.
Yeah, that only counts if I have my shield attached, but like I was holding it in my hands. I'm just gonna take the damage. How much was it?
8.
8. Okay.
The 2 that are still up are going to dogpile on Sabriel,
God damn it.
who is
Sabriel's
down on the
prone.
ground, and they are just going to be like,
It's like, you know I can't remember the name of it. You know the DC animated film where there's like Green Lantern goes to fight Darkseid and gets back blasted, and the power demons just
Okay.
Am I Darkseid or Green Lantern?
Green Lantern because you just get like the 2 power demons just come along and just start beating the shit out of
first
Green
attack
Lantern.
is a hit for 11 bludgeoning damage on Sabriel. The second attack is also a hit for 11 damage on Sabriel. So Sabriel is just like Vincent. You do this whole thing. You like radiate the thing, and you launch your back. You turn around, and Sabriel is on the ground, just being punched, pummeled. Peep, you are also alive somehow.
Gonna take the cork off a healing potion and chug that bitch.
Think it will save you. You better hope
What,
it heals
2d4
more than
plus
8.
2?
See, I have one on my belt, but I can't use it on myself right now.
2d4 plus 2? 9. Okay.
Ooh,
Take
nice.
those.
Yeah!
Alright, 10 HP. Alright. I'll end
Mr.
1,
10
2,
HP, big
3.
dick over here.
I'll swing at the nearest
Wait.
one.
You're gonna kill
Yep.
Sabriel.
Sabriel does not give you advantage right now, so it's a neutral roll.
It's gonna explode on Sabriel's face.
Oh my god, you're right. Well,
Not the first
How much
time.
HP does Sabriel have?
Enough.
4.
It'll be fine.
Okay, I move 1, 2, 3. Okay. Can you move with a target you've grappled?
Yeah, half speed.
Okay. Right. I will attempt to grapple the nearest one rather than
Wait.
kill it.
Does it
Give me an
also
athletics
okay?
check.
Don't you have 2 attacks? Could you grapple 1 in each arm?
Could I try? Oh, I could probably try another.
I would allow it to be hard. See how smaller than you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you failed the grapple on the first one.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
no.
trying again on
You
that
try
one.
to grapple it, and it's just like hand in face.
Oh no! Wait, it's another roll though. It's a
It will not.
contested.
It will not. You are not grappling these creatures.
Come here, you little.
At the very least, you have the attention of one of them.
Pete's getting mad.
I imagine Sabriel is also mad. Sabriel is conscious while all of this is happening.
Fucking
You're
pissed.
swearing in Draconic right now.
Someone's
Do I need to make a death save for Zelius? Or
Yes.
no?
Yeah, no, you do. But I was going to imagine you want to take your turn first. It's up to you.
I need to heal both him and myself and get these little motherfuckers off of me.
Wait, don't heal him while he's
Here's
down.
no. Here's a question. Does temp HP, will that bring him up?
It does not bring someone back up.
So it wouldn't even bring Snow up because I had a plan. Okay, that's not gonna work. All right.
I've got snow.
Yeah.
Get me!
Like, if
I'm
you give
going
someone
to-
temp HP, it will stay until they get up, but it won't get them up.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what to do. Can I command not Zel or? Goddamn, that's gonna be a pain in my ass until I get that name. Right.
Zelius the second, you cannot give him any commands right now because he is dying.
He's unconscious.
Oh no, I was gonna be a
bleed.
smart ass and command him not to die.
Who do you think you are?
it's like a Code Geass.
I've
if you've
given
ever seen that
Sabriel too
anime.
many cool things recently,
Oh, no.
clearly.
I was being a smart ass.
That'd be a dead ass.
Can
I'm
Sabriel
gonna-
stand up even? Or are they actually on
If you
top?
want, yeah, you can stand. Sabriel can stand. They're not grappling
You know
Sabriel, they're just like
what?
punching him in the face.
I'm going to wait. They should. When is their turn coming up? Yes.
No.
It's
How bad do
served
they
to
look?
Vincent's. These two are actually both injured. Yeah. They are, like, fractured. Any moment they could explode. They're jittery.
I'm gonna risk something dumb.
Bye, Sabriel. Know in your sacrifice that Snow will become a man.
I'm gonna be so pissed because Snow's laying
Snow's
there
been
the whole
unconscious for half
goddamn
this
time.
What do you mean? I split them all into pieces.
Their turn, they're going to take however much, 3
damage.
fucking, yeah.
Okay.
And I get 3 like temp HP. Anybody, you know what?
And Vincent
Whoever-
will get 3 temp HP at the start of their turn.
So will Peep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna put my
Are
aura up if I can.
you gonna stand up?
No.
Okay, you're on the ground getting punched in the
Oh,
face, and
wait,
all the
Wait,
ancient
can I
spirits are
stand
gonna
up
start
with them
rising
on
up.
me?
Yeah, they are not grappling you. They are just punching you in the face.
Oh, I was under the impression that they were. Okay.
No.
Then yes, I'm gonna.
They're too
stand up.
small to. I actually think they're mechanically too small to grapple you. They could just climb on
Do
you
they
if
take
they wanted
fall
to.
damage from me standing up?
No, you're
fall?
not 10 feet tall.
Everything's relative.
Yeah. Okay. Snow, technically you do gain 3 temp HP, so when you get back up, you will have.
Okay, I'll mark that down.
Vincent, you gain 3 temp HP, and it's your turn. Peep is trying to wrestle with them. It's not working. And give me a death save for Zelius a second, by the way.
How do I
Oh,
do
no.
that?
Just roll a 20.
Yeah. Just roll a flat d20.
Yeah, there's no
Okay.
modifiers.
Just don't do a
Oh,
1.
no, not 8d20s.
When you want to die fast.
Oh no, it's a fail.
That's 1 point of death. That's fine. A 3. You know,
Everyone
this has
Yeah.
the same
knows
rules
it's
as a
fine.
human.
Unless he
Yeah.
just rolls a natty 1 next turn and instantly dies.
Fuck you.
Game
No.
over.
I'm sorry.
Or he's been
I'm
looking forward to
sorry.
getting this
For you.
Pegasus for 15 episodes. And is going to die in the first fight they have.
I don't have my armor, okay?
That's pretty Pegasus.
Oh, God.
Oh. Okay.
Vincent.
I'm gonna move over next to Snow and pull the healing potion that he gave me earlier from my belt and pour it down his gullet.
Nice.
Okay.
So he gets
Hey.
7 HP back.
7
plus the
HP.
3 temp.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
go. I'm back, baby.
You're still on the floor, but you are conscious.
Yeah.
And then I will use the rest of my movement. I should have 20 feet left to get down here next to Sabriel.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
Oh no.
One of these little buggers is going to attack you, Vincent.
They each take 3 damage.
Oh yeah, that's true. They each take 3 damage.
It doesn't attack you, Vincent. It takes 3 damage and explodes. Vincent and Sabriel and Peep give me dexterity saving throws.
Will it hurt its friend?
It will.
And make a chain reaction?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Maybe.
Oh, that's.
Oh.
Oh
It rolled
Well,
over also that too.
Vincent and
Okay.
Sabriel are going to take 8 force damage.
I'm down.
And the other one is also going to fail, so it's going to explode as well.
Can I do something?
What do you want to do?
Seeing as that explosion, it would technically deal damage to Zelius, wouldn't it? And
Yeah.
therefore cause a point of failure.
It would cause a point of death to Zelius and Sabriel. This explosion is about to happen.
Yeah.
Like the first one explodes, the second one is like about to blow.
Okay, right. Peep is gonna tackle this thing and jump on it like a grenade and just like
Oh.
cover over it.
I will allow you to do it, but you will take double damage if you succeed
God.
this grapple check against it.
That I'll go down, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay, a grapple check is normal.
Can I give him advantage by smacking the thing into him with my shield?
Yes! Yes!
Oh,
We're rolling advantage.
I'm gonna use my shield to smack the thing into Pete's.
You smack
arms.
the grenade into the air. Peep leaps onto it, down into the snow. People literally launch into the air, spin with a smoke trail because you're going to take 16 force damage from that, and you're going to land on the ground dying.
yeah. I doubt I could pop a healing potion before that happens, so I'm on that.
so let's get this straight. So Zelius the second is down, Sabriel's down, and now Peep is down. But so's
Not
back
just
up.
down, dying. Yeah,
Yo, I
So-
split them all into smaller parts.
because
that
there's
kill
so
us.
much happening right now, we're still going to turn order while you do the heals
Yeah,
or medicine
that makes
checks.
sense.
So Peep, give me a death save.
Oh no.
Sure,
Roll
I'm gonna
20.
run around because I know that
Ooh.
I'm fairly certain Peep had a healing potion, and I know Snow's got a couple too, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Snow can handle it, but yeah, when it gets to
Sabriel,
the
death
straight-
save for you and Zelius the second.
Oh no.
This is
Oh,
so
okay, we're
bad.
still-
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
because
just doing
it's
initiative.
gonna matter if it matters.
Makes sense.
Wouldn't this be good if this is how Sabriel dies?
That's only one for Sabriel. That's two for
Two for
Zelius
Zelius
the
the second.
It's a good thing it's a good thing you took that damage though, Pete, because Zealous
Yeah.
would have been gone.
Snow, you are
okay.
conscious, but you are on the ground, which means you need to use half your movement to get up or crawl.
He like
Same
he
result,
like gasps. He gasps. He's like, like he looks around. He just sees Pete down, Sabriel down, the Pegasus down. Luckily, he's got a base movement of 40 now, so he spends 20 to get up. Then he goes 1, 2, 3, 15 to get over here. And unfortunately, even if Sabriel were conscious, Sabriel might say go for the horse first, but he doesn't know, so
No.
he's gonna go for Sabriel. He reaches down, grabs a potion, and will pour a potion down Sabriel's gullet.
Okay.
So there you go.
Yeah,
Savriel.
that's good to know.
Savriel's fine. he can't get the Pegasus too.
No,
But
Sabriel can get him.
Vincent, I guess. Yeah,
Vincent's
I'm done,
next,
so.
yeah.
Can Vincent grab a potion off of Snow's belt and give it to Peep?
If there's another one.
I only have the one.
Yeah.
Does Peep have
Yeah.
one?
Pete used.
does have
Yeah.
one.
Well,
Yeah.
he'll
Did
grab
Pete use his, or did he have another?
Yeah, I have
he'll-
two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why often when I draw characters with potions, I draw them on the belt, because it makes sense to have one that's just like everyone knows where one is.
Yeah.
For exactly this. 7
Yep.
healing on Peep. Good stuff. So the only one still dying is the horse. Peep, I don't imagine when you come back to consciousness, your first thought is horse CPR. So I think we'll skip that. But Sabriel's is.
That's fair.
So
Sabriel's is.
seeing that, like, and Zelius Seconds is on the ground, like, flailing, right? Like,
God,
wings
that's
kind of
terrible.
awkwardly beating
Oh no.
hooves in the air. Like, it's writhing a little. So,
Full-blown, never-ending story moment happening.
Oh
No.
and with that, Zelius is brought back to the fold of the living, and you escape from a situation where 3-ish of your party members were dying.
Yeah, that was rough. Who
And
was the
now
most HP?
Snow is a man.
Yeah.
And so is Pete.
So is Pete.
And so
Yeah,
is
that's
Pete.
true.
So it's Steve.
Yeah.
think-
Who has the most HP out of us?
I have 7.
So
I'm
me and
7.
Pete went down to 1 both.
Yeah.
I barely stayed up. Pete went down, and then everybody but me. And yeah, that was intense.
Oh,
And I
jeez.
used everything. Like I have
Yeah.
no spell
Oh,
slots. I have
God.
nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
makes it. That's a challenge rating 8. Like that's a boss fight for you guys.
Yeah, that
I
was
gotta give you
fun.
guys challenges because you're so good at combat.
Yeah.
Sabriel's gonna
That's a
use his
unique
final-
challenge.
That was a
Someone
unique
can
challenge,
use-
yeah.
That was a
I'm
great
gonna use my
encounter.
final spell slot.
What are you
And
doing with
heal
your
my
final
horse
spell slot?
some more.
That's one of those ones where I was like, that was one of those encounters where I was like, oh, it's just one thing, that's not bad. Then I was like, oh, it's 2, we can handle 2, and then it slowly gets worse and worse.
Oh,
so you're like,
no.
yeah, and then I was like, oh, I can still handle this. Oh wait, I can't handle this anymore. There's too many to handle.
It's a really cool monster. It's from
Yeah.
Creature Codex, which is
Yeah,
a
that's cool.
really good monster book if you like it. It doesn't have the balance issues that Tome of Beasts has. Anyway, with Sabriel immediately worrying about the Pegasus more than everyone else, that can be where we end today's session with Snow and Peep becoming men. Succeeding, not the right of ice, but the right of Golem, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, the right of stone would have been destroying the ring if that was where you passed that
Fair.
persuasion check.
Makes
That would have been cool, but no. Okay, so we went a bit over time, but that fight needed to end. So we're gonna talk about what people have to do real quick, so everyone can go home and sleep and eat. Starting with Zach.
So I have gotten moved into the new house, although I haven't got everything set up yet. Sorry guys, I'm working on it, but we got everything livable, so I had everything set up so I could come back. So I'm really excited. And I am starting to put together some one-shots. Follow me on Twitter to if you want to play a game that I'm going to run. I'm going to do some one-shots. Starting with a Pathfinder 2e one-shot. I'm getting geared up to run a home campaign in April, and I want to get some practice in it. So yeah, it'll be fun for me to help me learn the game, and maybe I can teach you guys how to play, or if you've played it for, maybe you can teach me something new. So really excited.
Nice. Poetry.
Yeah. So I'm playing here every Saturday. I also run my own game on Sundays after it. It normally starts like an hour after Ori's show ends, I believe, something like that. Yeah, and that one is in my own homebrew world with a bunch of people who have gotten stranded on a continent, split off from their continent by magic. Some weird stuff there.
Avatar
and-
Kyoshi did this.
yeah. But I also do a lot of variety runs of, or variety streams of like speed runs of Sekiro, XCOM 2, other stuff, and
It's
Yeah,
like I
I
like
suck
it.
at
Like it's
most of it.
variety. Like, we know what it is. It's,
Yeah.
his speed
And
runs
God
at God Hand, and
yeah, and that's it for me though.
you get what you get, and you like it. All right, Quills.
Hey, I'm a YouTube shitposter and voice actor. I recently just went over 22,000 subs, and now I have 2 videos at over 1 million views. So,
Wow.
I know
That's
it's
what's up.
actually kind of crazy.
That is
how,
awesome.
That
it's
it
growing.
not that's like a
Congrats.
pretty
That's awesome.
rare accomplishment. That puts you in a
There's a-
certain sect of people.
Yeah, there's a third one that's starting to get close as well. It's like 860.
How
It's
horny
like-
is it?
It's the biblically accurate date one.
Oh,
where it's
so
like
not
the
not
age.
horny, but you know,
It's amazing.
Close
Not
enough.
horny
Trending.
ones don't always get good. It's thingy. But yeah.
sometimes there was
I'm
one that showed up like because just out of the blue, like just randomly on my YouTube, and I was like, oh, that seems like a funny horny shit post. Oh, it's Quills, and it had loads of video views. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that makes sense.
It is getting weird now. The amount of times my friends like, hey, like we'll watch like a thing on YouTube while we're eating, and the first recommended is one of my videos on their homepage. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah. Follow me on YouTube, Voice Quills. I'm on Twitter at Voice Quills. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Ori.
Hi, I do the arts. Hire me. I need money to pay my bills. Also, we are not doing Ghost of the Greenwood tomorrow because I got voluntold for family events tomorrow to go play with wolves. No, that is not a euphemism. I am being dragged to a wolf sanctuary
Ooh.
to play with wolves, which normally I'd be down for, but I wanted to play D&D.
That is like such a like Ori problem. Oh no, I can't play D&D because I have to go to the wolf sanctuary.
No, like I'm okay usually with like going and doing these things, but like I don't get asked. I just get told, "Hey, we're going to the wolf sanctuary." I'm like, "But I had plans," and then I had to reorganize my plans. But anyway, yeah, I sometimes stream on my Twitch when I remember it exists. I usually have been streaming The Witcher 3 lately when I don't get distracted by the in-game game, which happens a lot. But yeah, I'm working on art. Hire me for your art needs, whatever they may be.
Okay. Then there's me. This is where I say that this show is supported by Patreon, and subs and stuff on this channel, but on Patreon you get behind the scenes, little teasers of what I'm working on, and a whole extra show, $5 or more on Patreon a month. There's a whole extra show set in Jarviskjir at the same time on a completely different continent, Mother's Horn, completely different races, cultures, shenanigans going on, but just as deadly. And that's great. You can also even help out the show even more, and you get even more other types of rewards. I will be aiming to do a whole bunch of extra streams at the moment, while the other show is on a bit of a hiatus to work things out. So when I am awake, I may stream. Them's the rules. We will see you next time for the aftermath of all of that. And we'll see you soon. You're on the home run. It's nearly the end of the chapter. See you then.
Alina's gonna